Anthony are no strangers to scandal. Opie and Anthony on satellite radio.
Apparently, Opie and Anthony are dicks.
Oh, here they go again.
It's a fun, dopey radio show. Not just any radio show. A radio show that inspires beyond your wildest dreams.
The show was a lot funnier on NEW.
The show's hosts, Anthony Cumia and Greg Opie Hughes.
Controversial team.
6 years without getting fired, a new record for us.
It's just astounding to me. I didn't want to say it's racist, but goddamn.
This show will rock as best as we could possibly do this radio show.
I'm going to go home and whack to a tranny later.
There you go, all right? God, we just lost our demo, man. What's wrong with you?
This is the last straw for the raunchy radio duo.
The Opie and Anthony Show, the most popular show in the history of satellite radio.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Oh, yeah. In the history.
In the history.
In the history.
And it's been around a long, long time, this satellite radio.
Satellite radio. Decades.
Yeah,
Decades.
at least decades. Good morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show on this fine Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Oh.
I haven't forgotten. It's still happening out there.
Is it? I've seen a lot of stickers. I haven't seen a lot of tits.
You haven't seen a lot of tits?
No.
Got to get out of your house.
Girls stopped flapping out their fun bags.
Their hooters?
As they say, their fun bags.
That's still happening. You got to go to like an event. You got to get stuck in traffic. Got a wow sticker, and the girls are like, what the hell? Here's my titties.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my
Fucking
God.
Charlie Sheen rules.
Oh, dude, he's my hero.
That guy
Charlie Sheen rules, and
out
his
of control.
publicist sucks a dick. Oh, it was medication. It was an allergic reaction to some Benadryl.
Booze and
Shut
coke.
the fuck up. You stupid publicist.
They kind of have to say it's hard for a publicist to go, yeah, she was a hooker and he was fucking her in the ass.
But
doing coke and drinking.
Yeah, I understand if there's not a lot of details, you do what you can. But now it's coming out there were 6 escorts in the room. One of them's in a closet crying naked. He's running around screaming naked, destroying the fucking room.
At the plaza.
And then you say, an allergic reaction to medication. You just shut your mouth on this one. Charlie Sheen was in town, and he wanted to party.
6 hookers?
That's what's coming out now. Six escorts
great.
and another guy in the room. So there was Charlie Sheen and a guy and 6 escorts.
Deserves a slow clap for that.
Yeah, they
yeah.
didn't find drugs in the room, in all fairness. But, I mean, to kind of push that out there, that was an allergic reaction, knowing his history. Come on. Just keep your mouth shut.
6 New York hookers in a hotel room.
Dude, Charlie, he's making fucking 2.5 Men money, man. He's got sitcom money.
And the 2.5 Men people got a fucking plane to New York and got him the hell out of here. Private plane.
Oh, yeah, that was an escape.
They gassed up a private plane and said, go rescue our moneymaker. And they got him back to L.A. immediately.
Well, in L.A., they're very... the celebrities really do have a certain way of skating out there, where in New York they may not.
Yeah.
That's very clever of me to say. Celebrities get away with it in L.A.
$1.8 million per episode. So they grabbed Charlie. Wow. The story I got in front of me, I don't think it's updated because now it's up to 6 escorts. Naked, coked out, celebrity train wreck Charlie Sheen trashed a pricey Plaza Hotel suite yesterday after accusing a hooker of swiping his wallet and cell phone while his 2 young daughters slept across the hall, cops said.
Oops.
This guy rules. His daughters are there. His ex, Denise Richards, that enabler, was in town with the daughters. Because Charlie's was being seen all over Manhattan, kind of doing the family thing.
Yeah.
And then at night, he's just rocking and rolling, man.
He couldn't
across
take the
hall.
family thing very long.
No. He was at American Doll, I think, with his girls, getting them a nice American Doll. And I don't know, whatever. Please call the police. Please call the police. Sheen's frantic ex-wife, Denise Richards, 39, pleaded in a dramatic 2 a.m. phone call to the front desk from her room. She was terrified. Sheen's escort was equally hysterical.
Boy, he just can't keep girls from freaking out.
Cowering naked in the bathroom of the nearby suite as the belligerent, intoxicated actor tossed over tables and chairs and smashed an expensive chandelier. When police arrived at the landmark Fifth Avenue Hotel, they found Sheen stark naked and not coherent. The 2.5 Men star was so loaded that cops had to button his shirt for him after telling him to get dressed. He told police that he had been out drinking and doing cocaine earlier before ending up in his suite with the hooker. So he said that to the police. So why is the publicist saying allergic reaction to medication? There's pictures on TMZ of the hotel room now. Hotel carnage, they're calling it.
A lot of pillows on that bed.
Yeah, it doesn't look particularly messy. It looks like my room when I leave for work in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sheen,
Pillows are all over.
Sheen said he began wrecking the room after he noticed that his wallet and cell phone were missing. The sources said as the actor flipped, the hooker ran to the bathroom and locked herself inside. Neither Plaza Management nor the escort chose to press charges against Sheen, who apologized to cops for his behavior and volunteered to pay for the estimated $7,000 in damage that he caused. Sheen had an elevated heart rate after the fracas, taken to the hospital for evaluation. And then here you get the dope. Charlie had an allergic reaction to some medication, Sheen's agent Stan Rosenfeld said in a statement.
Stan Rosenfeld.
Maybe Stan should just shut his mouth on this one.
Yeah.
The deeply troubled TV star was released from the hospital and headed back to Promises Rehab Facility in California.
Right into rehab, huh?
Supposedly, that then something came out and said he's not doing rehab as of now. So
He's had a rough year with the ex-wife, right? With the
he's had a rough couple decades, man. The guy's a rock star.
But I'm surprised that 1.8 million is the highest paid guy on TV, or highest paid sitcom guy.
That's per episode.
No, but
How many episodes does he do?
Romano at the last year, I think, was making 40 million. That was a year. You're right. That is a lot of money. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because weren't they offering Seinfeld $5 million an episode?
Right,
or
and
something?
he turned it down.
And he turned it down.
How
to
much?
continue?
Yes. Yeah, Ray made 40 million one year. Right. That was.
I don't know how many episodes. At least 24, right?
It's 22, I think. Yes. Yeah, so, okay,
22. So that's that's pushing 40 million for a year. I would guess with my fast math.
It's right. It's a lot of money actually.
Yeah.
No shit, it is.
That's dope. I am 1.8 million a week. That's not much.
And then you got the syndication money, which is right around the corner. Are they syndicated yet?
I don't know.
They have to
Probably
be close.
They start syndicating these shows when they're still on the air.
Now that the little kid is 30, they're
I
syndicating.
know. It's just 3 men now. Let's
Yeah.
just call it 3 men.
Yeah, true. But fuck it,
Two men
Sheen.
in Jim's Idol, they should call it.
Sheen with 6 escorts. Nice.
Gotta love this. What a mess.
Yeah.
What a mess.
What is that? Where does that come from? Is that Martin Sheen just being a bad dad?
No, Martin's a, from what I understand, a very sober individual. Does not fuck around at all.
Oh, I didn't mean like that. But was he a bad dad, I wonder?
No.
It's just in your DNA.
Probably
Yeah.
a great dad. He probably gave him everything.
Yeah. He
Maybe
probably
that's
never
it.
had to work a day in his life.
That's probably it.
That's why you got to throw your little fuckers on the street and make them work a little bit.
Little discipline.
Even if you do have money.
It's hard to say no to it.
Was Martin Sheen a drinker ever?
Oh, God, yeah. He had a meltdown on Apocalypse Now.
So then he got sober, and he's been sober for a very long time.
I believe he has been, yeah.
Okay.
There's a scene in Apocalypse where he breaks down and he hits the mirror and he cuts.
Yeah.
That was a real breakdown that
beginning.
Coppola filmed.
No
They
kidding.
had to stop shooting for a while, yeah.
Gee, I didn't think
So
that
that's-
was. Really?
That was a
Wow.
real mental
So
breakdown.
Charlie's just doing Martin.
Right.
Yeah, he was naked.
That was real.
Punching a mirror.
Yeah, Coppola kept the cameras rolling.
Wow.
That's why that looks so disturbing.
I know.
He's sitting there. Because you wonder, how'd they get his hands to bleed
I didn't
when
know
he punched
that.
the mirror? Well, they just filmed it.
What a great scene. I had no
Wow.
idea that was
Yeah.
not in the script.
No.
Jesus.
So there's your answer. I mean, Charlie's just, he's like his old man.
Yeah. Got some of his pops in him.
How do you think that's going to end? Charlie Sheen. The
Hopefully
show's going to go
it's-
away, and then he's going to just fucking
Hopefully he'll get
self-destruct
sober.
completely. You
Jonathan-
think he'll get sober?
I hope so. I mean, I don't know. I hope so.
I think he's way too deep.
Nah.
Can you be way too deep for...
No. I mean, there's people who are mentally too messed up if they can't be honest with themselves. If someone can't be honest with themselves, it's hard for them to do it. But no, there's a lot worse than him who is, fucking Ozzy is sober at the moment from what at least hopefully still.
Right.
If Ozzy can fucking do it.
Yeah.
And Steve-O is a recent
Steve-O's
example.
doing great, yeah.
He's doing amazing. But he'll go back to it.
Oh, God.
Oh, I hope not.
I hate to say that, but
That would be bad because, like you said, he'd just end up dead.
after he writes the book, I think he'll go back back to it. I hope he doesn't. That's just a dumb...
destroy you.
Look at this asshole. Pirate Trucker, go ahead, buddy. I didn't mean to call you an asshole. I meant that lovingly, by the way.
What?
Whatever, go. Jesus Christ. Why have a conversation with a person? Just throw your horse shit out there and hang up.
There was a delay. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, hey.
There's no delay in the phone.
Getting a little...
Go ahead, Pirate Trucker.
I don't understand the deeply troubled bullshit. You're in a hotel room. You got your wallet with all your credit cards, probably a shitload of money. You got your cell phone with all of your contacts on it, and they're saying he lost his mind. Well, no shit. Somebody steals your wallet and your phone, you're going to lose your fucking mind until you get it back.
Yeah, they didn't say if he got it back or not, but that would be cause for being upset.
I would assume the wallet was right there, but he was so under the influence that he thought someone stole his wallet.
Got a fuckload of hookers in the room. Maybe you should hide it.
Right.
Yes.
Hide your valuables.
If Charlie would call me, I would really run down the system to go through when the hookers come
what
over.
you're supposed to do, yeah.
Of course.
Is there a system, Jimmy?
Yeah, you hide everything.
Yeah. Is there good hiding places, though? Because they got to... I would imagine they know where the hiding places are.
Not your anus.
Yes, they'll find it immediately. No, you just don't keep it in plain view. I mean, if you put it in your dresser under the underwear, they don't find it if they break into your room. But if you're there, or you put it in your shoes, you put it in your shoe.
There was a wall safe.
Oh, my God.
What's that, sir?
Stop.
I know. I just wanted to interrupt them.
He's gone. What?
He said that's a wall safe.
Sure, there was a wall safe.
Yeah, there was. If you're a rich guy in like 1910, you can remove the fruit painting and put the money in the safe. No, it's there are safes in there, but you can always. Your shoes are a great hiding place. If you have your shoes
And your glasses.
Shoes would be the first place, I would imagine.
No way. No one looks in your shoes.
No one looks in shoes.
If
Come
you're
on.
there, no.
If you're just sitting around, it's on a night table, it's getting stolen.
Yeah, if your
Yeah, you
shoes
would
are
think.
facing you, and you have no one's gonna think. Let me check in his shoes for his wallet.
Yeah.
With a quick look.
But Pirate Trucker being a nice enabler there. I mean, Charlie admitted he was partying all night.
Right.
That he was doing cocaine. They showed up. He was stark naked and sounding like a lunatic. He had 6 escorts in his room, and one was in the bathroom locked in there crying.
Where'd you see 6? I only saw that one.
Well,
That's another story.
I think that's the latest.
that's
Yeah.
the latest on the
okay.
news. God, I hope it's right.
Oh,
Why am I
please,
trusting
really?
the dumb local news? They get everything wrong.
6 escorts. It's wonderful.
And then Denise Richards, she's just kind of going along with the whole
She was
thing.
here yesterday.
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah, is that
Oh,
She
really?
didn't cancel her XM stuff or Sirius stuff?
Well, it happened last night, so
Yeah, it was like last night or something, wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
No, man.
I don't
It was
know if
only.
she- I don't think she
she
did.
showed up here hours after it all went down.
Oh.
2 a.m. She made the phone call and she was here in the morning yesterday.
Well.
And then she was on Joy Behar last night, kind of deflecting the questions about Charlie. Good old Charlie.
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 I swear, I need friggin' reading glasses so bad. This
Why?
is pathetic. Because I've been playing that stupid Angry Birds game
It's a great game.
on my iPad. Oh, it's fantastic. But my eyes, and right behind my eyes when I wake up, is throbbing. Like, it doesn't look blurry while I'm playing it, but I think I'm straining my eyes.
Probably.
And, yeah, wake up with, like, the eye headache. But, yeah, reading glasses just look so terrible. What do you keep on the tip of your nose? Hello.
You could get some of
Hello
those
there.
hip designer douchebag glasses.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Half the people around here wear them. They think they're smarter or something because
And
they
then-
wear designer glasses.
Oh, is that it?
Ugh.
And then I tell Kenny, I go, could you get, like, some Excedrin for me? And he goes, okay. And he sends out this fucking piece of shit.
That's Stevie.
Stevie is a piece of shit.
He's blind. He just hit the wall as
Well,
he's walking down the
whatever.
hall toward the studio.
It was fucking a half hour ago.
where is he?
Bring
He's
him
over
in.
here. He just walked past. Kenny goes, I saw old Stevie was the only one to send out. And he just walked past over a half hour ago. And this piece of shit, hey, Blindy,
Why is he a piece of shit, though?
because he's sent to the store to get something,
Yeah.
and he fails every fucking time. Hey, failing miserable asshole.
Stevie, get
Hey,
on mic.
Stevie, get on mic.
And-
What did Kenny send you out for?
Oh, Excedrin.
Yeah, where is it?
I gave it to him
When?
just now.
What took you a half a fucking hour?
Well, I was looking for Gatorade also, but they didn't have it.
Gatorade, why?
Because there's only one more Gatorade in the fridge. So we had to
Oh,
go.
so for a backup Gatorade. Do you understand? My head hurts.
I'm sorry.
Yes, you are.
Tell him the real story.
Yeah, okay.
That is the real story.
What's the real story, Kenny?
What else?
What else?
I
I
hate
told you,
these-
you're dumb as shit. Move.
You are really a dummy. I mean, I felt bad for you when you first got here. Now you're just a lump of shit. I can't wait till your internship is over and we get someone in here that actually is good. Ugh.
Are you in a bad mood today?
Just go into find a trade. Find a trade where sight isn't necessary.
What are you doing?
Become a
again?
carpenter. Hit your fingers when you try to bang in nails every time.
Dude, he's one level away from
I-
scoring a
why the
touchdown for the
fuck-
high
who-
school team,
Who
and you're beating
fucking
him up.
hired him? Who hired him as an intern?
Sam.
He's Sam. Sam, there becomes a point where the gag is funny, but it becomes not productive for the show.
I had no idea that any intern could be as bad as Stevie.
Is he the worst intern
He
we've
is.
ever had?
I told Travis this morning, and Stevie, I'll look at you in the face. Especially after yesterday and now today, you're the worst intern we've ever had.
We've ever had.
Yesterday, he told me on Monday, okay, I'm going to come in Tuesday. So I said, oh, okay, great. I had some plans for him on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday comes, he doesn't show up. He doesn't answer 7 calls on his cell phone, and I
find it.
filled up his voicemail box. He didn't even check.
He knew. He knew you were calling.
Yeah.
Stevie, how come you didn't come?
Stevie, what happened?
What happened? Your face is very red.
I was very conflicted about whether I should come in or not because we had a situation on Monday.
What was the situation?
Well, I was a little embarrassed. I didn't know if I wanted to come in. I had a lot of things I had to think about after.
If you didn't come in when you were
Embarrassed by what?
embarrassed, you would never come in.
Embarrassed by what?
It's a long story.
Well, tell me, because we have time. We should get to the bottom
4 hour
of this.
show. Go.
What were you embarrassed about?
Sam was asking me about like porn and shit, and he was like going through my iPod.
No.
That's it. I'm trying to shorten it.
Yeah, well, don't try
Well,
to shorten
lie.
it to make me look like I was stealing your thing.
No.
Yeah. Did you steal his
Stevie-
wallet and phone in the hotel room?
Stevie was asked what he jerks off to,
Uh-huh.
right? And so he started telling us that he used to print porn pictures on the internet, but his dad would beat him up for it. So he started putting
They were men.
So he started putting the pictures on his iPod. So I said, do you have your iPod? He said, yes. I said, can I see it? He said, yes.
Oh.
So I took it, right, Stevie? I looked at the pictures, and do you know what Stevie jerks off to?
Oh, what?
Oh, no.
Number one, the first thing is anime porn. And you're thinking that's a
little.
But that's the healthy part.
Oh.
What he
Minority of it.
What he really enjoys, what it's full of, is old magazine covers of Cheryl Tiegs. I swear.
That's why Stevie's around, by the way.
Like, magazine, like...
Gives a fuck if he gets the coffee and the fucking aspirin shit wrong. That's why he's here.
Some of them are...
He's a young kid that is jerking off to old Cheryl T covers. This is terrific.
How's this?
But it's like...
How's that right there? Is that doing it for you?
Check that.
No,
Is that
no,
the one?
No comment.
Her in her little net bathing suit from the Sports
But
Illustrated
this is where it gets weird. It's not even...
1975 issue.
It's,
By the way, she's going to be at the... Does he know she's going to be
not
there?
yet. He doesn't know.
Oh, shit.
All right. So why Cheryl T?
But I wanted to say, he doesn't just do, like, bathing suit pictures. Like, I'm saying, like, Ms. Magazine.
Just fully dressed.
Or just pictures of her face, and she's wearing, like, a sweater.
You're obsessed with Cheryl Tiegs. Why, Stevie?
Not obsessed. I'm just.
That's an
It's not the
obsession.
only one I have on my iPod.
How many Cheryl Tiegs pictures do you have on
A
you?
lot.
How many?
You know when you put the iPod on shuffle, it goes through your photo album?
Uh-huh.
And so what he does is he has his favorite pictures of Cheryl Tiegs like 20 times. He puts like 10 to 20 copies of the same picture, so that way it keeps coming up in rotation. And they're like headshots.
Like
So
that
you
one?
don't- you don't-
Would that one be one of your
Is that a good
pictures,
one
Stevie?
To jerk off to?
No comment.
Yes?
No, you could
What do you mean
comment.
no
What is
comment?
this?
It's
This
just
isn't
a-
It's a
court.
radio show. You have to comment.
The fuck is this?
It's just a basic
Yes.
Cheryl Tiegs picture.
Yes.
She's not even topless.
Why would your dad get mad at that? That's actually pretty healthy for you to jerk off to that.
He wasn't mad about that. He was mad at the fact that I was printing a lot of them out and wasting the printer ink and paper.
Oof.
Ooh, you would sit there with a piece of printed paper.
Well, I couldn't smuggle magazines because he would find the magazines if I brought them home in a second. So I was like, he knew like where I would hide them and stuff. So I couldn't have like any magazines around my house at all because he'd find them.
Oh, what about that one?
Yeah,
Is that a good one?
yeah.
Wow, you can't even look at the screen.
What have you
So-
jerked off to that one before?
Yes.
Why don't you jerk off to naked?
I do. I have naked. I do naked, but I just it's
It's amazing. We're calling
very
him.
niche.
He jerks off to Cheryl Tiegs, and we're going, "Wow, that's weird." That's the most normal thing in the room.
Well, if it was
It's-
like nude.
You got to see the
No,
pictures.
what's
it's weird.
It's weird because it's old school. Like,
Yeah,
How
it
old
is.
are you, Stevie?
19.
How does a 19-year-old discover Cheryl Teagues
That's
when
true.
there's so much out there? That's why it's weird.
I don't even know. I can't explain it. I just
When was the first time you saw Cheryl Teagues or a picture
in
of her?
the 2004 swimsuit issue
See?
when they did the 40th anniversary thing.
See, he knows exactly.
So were you like, oh, who is this?
Could you get
Yeah.
that picture, Danny? Because she's older in 2004.
I can't explain it. I
Do
just
you like older women, Stevie?
maybe I don't know.
I would say yes.
Okay.
Cheryl Teagues is pretty much from when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So
She's
2004.
a pretty woman, but-
Didn't we see her walking down the street one day? Was that her?
Yeah, she's horrendous
Yeah,
looking
she's
now.
really old.
Oh, is she?
She's got a very flat, saggy
Yeah,
butt.
she's really
But then
old.
again, she's way up there. She's way up there.
Did I get? did
As
we
far
ever
as
have her in?
supermodels, especially. No, we just
I think
followed
we've
her
ever
down.
had her in.
We followed her down 6th Avenue once for a couple blocks.
Yeah, she's like 60.
We're-
Do you
oh,
have
it was
some kind
after
of
the
a-
Donald Trump roast, I believe.
Yeah. Do you have some kind of mommy issue thing?
No,
Then what's with the old women?
I.
Usually that.
She's not that old. I don't like old people with like walkers and stuff.
No, he's looking at older pictures of her.
Yeah, but
it's
it's-
just weird that it's Cheryl Teagues.
In
Yeah.
my pocket, of course.
Yeah, let Sam see your iPod. Come on.
All right, go ahead.
And that's why you almost didn't come back in?
Well, it wasn't just that because we left. I had to leave. We left on a cliffhanger. So
What's the cliffhanger?
I wish.
because I had to leave and we were like in the middle of it and then I had to go. So he told me to come back tomorrow because, but I felt very,
Sam, is it true you can't do the push-up thing anymore with the interns?
Yeah, we're not allowed to make him do push-ups.
This place is insane.
Why can't we make them do push-ups?
Well, why don't you explain what you were doing with a few of these guys? If they fucked up?
Not a few. It was the other ones I would have done it with if they fucked up like that. But Stevie, they're all told the one thing about the internship, regardless of anything else, is to always have a pen and pad on you. And don't look for a scrap of paper. Don't ask me for a pen. Just always have your pen and pad on you. That's it, because you always got to write something down. And in the interview, they're told that. And then it's reiterated over and over again. Stevie never had his pen or pad with him at all. So I said to Stevie, anytime you don't have a pen and pad on you, 5 push-ups. That way he learns.
That's good. He does learn.
But there was an executive order that they couldn't do push-ups.
And what is the reasoning behind that? Did they give you the reason? Or
Was
did they
there-
just say no?
Was there a reason?
Well, I heard they said if you have a problem with it, you could take it up with Human Resources. That's what radio's become.
What was the what was the issue?
5 lousy push-ups? Are you kidding me? That's no.
Yeah.
Because we'll never get interns again if we mistreat them.
We've been mistreating
Who
interns
Who told
for
you that?
decades.
Who came to you with that?
Uh-oh.
And we'll get
came to me with
shitty
that?
interns
Yeah.
like this.
I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand. Like, mistreating having an intern do 5 push-ups to break balls is not mistreating an intern.
Yeah, if you made him do 100, then there could be an issue after a while. But 5 lousy push-ups.
Yeah, we're not punching him in the face.
I know who did it. A guy that, whatever.
The
It's the
thing
same
is-
guy that just fucking gets in my way constantly.
We have to be able to break balls a little bit.
Of course,
What's the
5
use of
lousy
being an intern on the
push-ups.
show?
Gives a shit.
I also want to know why another guy had to come in with the Excedrin.
Well, did you hear what he came back with when he said?
Oh, my God.
What?
He said he came back with Excedrin.
Yes, he did.
He didn't say what letters were after Excedrin.
PM.
You said come out what you
that
thought.
would have been great.
You said come out what you thought was the right one. They had AM and PM.
Why would I need Excedrin PM so I could doze off during the show?
Wait, you had to choose between AM and PM, and you went PM?
I said 3 times.
That's
the
stupid.
standard issue, regular Excedrin.
What were you told to purchase?
Excedrin.
And then you asked and elaborated what kind of Excedrin. What kind of Excedrin were you told?
You said plain old Excedrin.
Right.
Right. And then 20 minutes and then I made sure he knew where the store was and
Yeah.
made sure it was 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
All right? And when he was gone for 20 minutes, I started to get worried because the guy who went out for Jim's Coffee, Starbucks is basically in the same location. He was back in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
with the coffee, right? And then Sam told me Stevie called and didn't know what type of Excedrin to buy, so Sam told him to use your best judgment.
Oh, wow.
And he had to choose between AM and PM and came back with PM.
PM.
We're on in the AM.
Do you know what that means? It's like a sleeping pill.
Maybe Stevie was confused because it was still dark outside.
Yeah, that's true.
How does he know it's dark outside?
It's always dark.
It's always dark for Stevie.
You're only allowed to buy PM in the dark.
I didn't know if you were buying it for later. I didn't know who needed it, actually. I didn't even know who we were buying it for.
No one buys aspirin for later.
I'll get it on my way home if I need it later.
Everyone plans
I'm
their headaches
expecting
12
a headache.
hours ahead of time.
I'm expecting a headache later.
Well, you didn't know who it was for?
Yeah, I didn't even know who it was for. I was just buying
Steve,
Excedrin.
you're losing my support. I'm trying to stick up for you, but no one buys aspirin for later.
I give him a little bit more credit now because he didn't know it was for Ant on the air, which doesn't, he didn't know it was for you right now.
But if someone says, "Can you get me aspirin?" It's always for that moment.
Don't get me wrong.
Every single time.
He's a blithering retarded person.
But we call a high school football team. I think it's time for Stevie to score a touchdown. Stevie, Cheryl Tiggs, huh?
Wow, that's it's called Knitting Book.
Are you ashamed that you jerk off to Cheryl Tiggs?
I'm ashamed of I'm ashamed of this whole week.
Wow,
I've not done very well.
The only nude photos on that iPod are of anime ladies. All real women are clothed. Why anime? I don't get anime because I'm a pervert, but anime didn't really do it for me.
I don't know. I don't know.
What do you like? Would it be like a giant penis and a girl going like tee hee hee?
No. Some of that anime shit's kind of hot. I'll be honest.
But there's so much
I'm
real
not
porn.
gay.
No one said that.
I didn't say you were. I said it was a girl and a dick.
We didn't even say gay. By the way, this is way worse than the dumb kid doing 5 lousy push-ups. The hazing he gets on the air is so much worse than 5 stupid push-ups.
It's all right.
I don't understand.
God. Show me a good anime photo there, Stevie, that you like.
Oh, I don't have. Sam has it.
Can you show me a good anime photo?
Why won't you just find the pictures you like instead of just like randomly? I could never jerk off not knowing what's popping up next.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How long does it take you to fucking to splooge?
I just turn on the slide. Well, like 10 minutes, tops.
Well, this is going nowhere. All right.
That's pretty interesting, though, man. What an odd combination of Cheryl Tiggs and anime. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
It rules. That's why he's around. What happened to Ant now?
He's probably taking his medicine. His head hurts.
Poopy.
He had to make poopy.
Well, Ant never shits.
He was clenching his ass cheeks as he left the room.
Oh, I'd love to trip him. How much would you love to trip Ant on the way out? Watch him like face plant and shit comes out. And he's embarrassed. He has to go buy him adult diapers.
See, I like that. I like that anime photo.
It's too weird.
I'm not saying
it's a chick bent over, by the way, with giant carrot nipples and fucking huge 40 triple E tits. It just looks weird.
You throw that picture in the mix. I don't see a problem with it.
I think Stevie's embarrassed. His back is very sweaty. I was patting him on the back.
Stevie, you all right?
Is there a sheen of sweat?
Stevie, you all right or what?
I feel very stupid and
you're not
ashamed.
retarded, right?
I swear to you, I'm not retarded. I would not be here if I was completely retarded.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah,
we hire
just the
one.
opposite.
I'm not completely retarded.
He's here on the Dave ticket, intern David ticket.
Yes, he is.
Nice. That's an honor, sir.
The intern David Love Buzz ticket.
Right. We hire one weirdo every semester, and you're it, Stevie.
The aspirin, I think that you really should have known better.
I apologize for that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
You should always know if it's for somebody on the air because it means Ant has to have it now. Oh. The porn stuff's pretty normal. Except the anime's weird.
Nah, I like
but also that he got PM.
What, Excedrin PM? Yeah.
He called and said, should I get AM or PM? And I said, you know what, Stevie, on this one you should use your best judgment.
Sam kind of knew that he might make a mistake.
Of course.
Sam kind of knew.
Let's go to Chris.
He could have just said AM.
Let's go to Chris in the Poconos. Chris.
Hey, I'm 31, and I don't even know who the fuck Cheryl Tiggs is.
31, and he doesn't know who Cheryl Tiggs is. Old school swimsuit model. I think that's all she did, right?
Yeah, right, Stevie? You know.
Stevie, what's her claim to fame?
Yeah, she was in Sports Illustrated, and she's like considered one of the first real supermodels.
Yeah, she was all right.
This guy's fucking banging this Japanese chick.
Oh, yeah, he is.
She's got the little schoolgirl tie on, and he's fucking splooged inside of her. And he has a gun pointed at her. This is a lovely culture. Her eyes are all wide. And he's putting the gun in her pussy. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he?
Because it's anime.
But for a 19-year-old,
and she's bleeding.
It seems like you lost your virginity to this thing, huh? Let's see about this one.
I do not endorse violence to women, by the way. I'm not in favor of it.
How about the giant penis he's putting in her hind end?
Well, that's a body part. It's not a gun. I'm not into the gun.
He just put it in her hind end.
This is every Japanese guy's fantasy. They have a big dick and a bunch of chicks, and the chicks are wet.
Now the gun's in her ass.
Yeah, I don't like
Oh, he's fucking one girl and then got a gun in the other girl's asshole. I stand corrected on the anime stuff. And his dick is so big, her pussy, her asshole's gripping it on the way out.
I'm gonna come.
Oh, it's awful. His dick is so... You want to see the asshole grip is the best part. Japanese guys never seen that in real life.
Oh, and then he shoots his gun. So the one dies and the other comes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got too excited and pulled the trigger.
At least the cartoon voices are good.
Jeez. All right, Stevie. Thanks for...
I do want to... Stevie is
Yes.
obsessed with 80s culture. For a 19-year-old, it's very strange.
What other 80s culture, Stevie?
Tell him which the videos that you have on your iPod.
Okay. My videos are just... I have a lot of MTV on my iPod from back in the day. Like, yeah.
But it's like hours. Like, it's like September 13th, 1985. 6 hours. A 6-hour block.
Wow, really?
Of MTV. It's just interesting.
Because you can't just watch like one or two videos. Like, it's addicting.
Wait, what do you watch? Like, what videos will they show? Because I don't even watch this stuff and I remember it.
Well, they got like, because that's back when they played rock and roll. So they got like, the Police. They got like...
Hold on, slow down. MTV never really played rock and roll.
Well, back the real early days. Like,
They
I'm
played
talking
a lot of wimpy stuff when they were doing videos. A few rock artists got in there, absolutely. Name some of the ones you like.
The Police, Big Country, obviously.
Obviously.
Like Def Leppard, kind of, and like all like the new wave stuff, and like kind of like the punk, Devo, Split Ends.
How about Whip It?
Yeah, that was on there.
Do you see the Ozzy videos? They used to play 3 live Ozzy videos.
MTV did?
Yeah, but their Ozzy rotation was from a concert he did with Brad Gillis in California in '82. They would put Iron Man, Paranoid, and Children of the Grave. They were live, and Ozzy had no shirt. They were just live ones from an MTV concert.
It was him just prancing back and forth on the stage. Yeah.
But it was so great because he was back. He was so early '80s Ozzy. He had like his fucking...
He was all doughy.
He was doughy, and he had his fucking like his blues like tight sweatpants on, and the knee pads. Ozzy wore knee pads on stage. It was the greatest.
That's awesome.
But he was he was doughy, right? He wasn't fat, but he was doughy.
Doughy.
He's how I'd like to be built.
All right, Stevie, I think we're done with you. You're done with him, man, or what?
Yeah.
How's your asshole?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I gotta sit one cheek.
And is sitting on his left
sitting
cheek.
one cheeked.
Why is it just? It's a mess back there.
Oh my God.
I can see a booger in Ant's right nostril. And
Ew.
it's okay. I like to see you as a.
Fair.
I like to see you in a leaking mess. Oh wow, where's that from, Danny? That's great.
And what's the story about the dove?
Well, I got Chris sort of drunk one day, and
Oh, it's Ozzy in '84. It's after he shaved his head bald.
Dove at a CBS convention thing.
That's an old interview.
I fucking love it. He looks like a lesbian in that.
He really does. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to insult you, Jimmy. But
I know, he knows.
That's a rough fucking hairstyle for Ozzy.
That was when he
man.
Ozzy went bald when he did Speak of the Devil. He totally shaved his head bald, and then
this is his hair growing
coming
back
in. Yeah, there was a period of a year or so where he had this weird hair, this fucking like Ellen hair.
Look at Ellen.
Because his hair had to grow back.
My favorite thing so far about this video is Ozzy's tiger shirt, which he has tucked into his khakis.
He's the greatest. He's just the greatest.
His hair kind of looks a little like Justin Bieber there.
He's the best.
He started the Justin
chin.
Bieber.
Yeah, oh yeah. Ozzy, he was like, he'd be fat, and then he'd be really muscular and in shape, and then he'd have a dykey haircut. Then he'd look like Bette Midler. He's the fucking greatest.
Let me say hi to Trucker Dan. Trucker Dan, how are you, sir?
Good morning, boys. Love you. Love the show.
All right, what's up, bud?
I just wanted to say, just remind Stevie that Cheryl T is a second-generation Charlie's Angel, too, you know.
Was she a second generation?
Yep, she was a replacement Charlie's Angel.
Holy shit. I don't know about that.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember
think
that
so,
either.
Sir.
Was it the third generation? There was Are you thinking of Cheryl Ladd?
You're thinking of Cheryl Ladd.
Oh, God, punch it out!
Cheryl Ladd.
Cheryl Ladd was the second generation.
Different than Cheryl T. Cheryl Ladd.
Let's go to Glenn in Massachusetts.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Oh, whoa, let me slow down because you're calling from Massachusetts. Congratulations to your Black Celtics, sir.
Yeah, it's the Black Shamrock. He's cool.
Everybody was watching the fucking game. The NBA started yesterday, and it was like a playoff game because you had the Celtics and the Heat playing the first game of the season.
And the Heat lost?
Yeah, they fucking lost. LeBron James had 31 points, but they did not look like a team whatsoever.
They're supposed to be that magical team.
The dream team.
The dream team.
I'm having a Shaq attack.
Are you having a Shaq attack?
Remember those awful shirts? Shaq attack.
Shaq attack.
Although I like him, but I would never have a Shaq attack.
No.
No.
If you're bored, you gotta follow Big Mama Prods. That's Patrice O'Neal when the Black Celtics play. He's hilarious with his comments.
He should do commentary.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Glenn, but I mean, it was a big night for you guys up there in Boston. What do you got today?
Yeah, it was great. Hey, man, first thing, congratulations on the kid. I haven't got to talk to you since.
Oh, thanks,
And, Sam, you are a piece of shit. Leave little Stevie alone. He's funny on the show. And Aunt, Excedrin, and you got the shits? I thought you stopped drinking during the week.
Shut up.
Is it a drinking thing? The headache and the shits?
No, I got the shit. I was eating a lot of cheese products last night. A lot of cheese products. I got chicken cutlet parmesan.
So did I.
Yeah?
I did. Out to dinner.
Yeah, and then I had just later on an American cheese on a roll with some mustard. That's
Sounds
it.
good.
It was tasty, but wow.
But
cheese is the worst shit.
Cheese makes everything kind of like get hardened, though.
No, not if you're...
That clogs your shit up, usually.
Like lactose intolerant.
My girlfriend was so annoyed. We went out last night and I had chicken parm. We went to Carmine's, but she was so irritated because I wouldn't stop saying it. Like I kept saying, "You want to go to Carmine's?" She was so annoyed. I kept saying it to the waiter. How long has this Carmine's been here? You the older Carmine's or the newer Carmine's?
She gets so upset.
She was like, ugh, so embarrassed.
Carmine's.
Too good.
I like being that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really annoys her.
Hey, you want to squeeze in the rest of Jocktober because we got a lot of guests today. We got a hoarder psychologist coming in.
I can't wait to talk.
Dr.
to
Robin
her.
Zazio. She's here already?
Right.
So why don't
because I want to know what the deal is.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we take a break and we'll get her in?
That sounds good.
I say we do that. And then we got Tom Green coming in today.
Oh, Tom?
Also around 7 o'clock. And we also have our old friend, Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis.
Hey, that's a big 80s fucking band. Are you excited, Stevie?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Huey Lewis song?
Power of Love, obviously, but I also like Some of My Lies Are True.
You want to interview Huey Lewis for us today?
Sure.
Did you bring a poster, Danny?
No, I didn't.
I didn't even think about that. But because that would be pertinent.
I sort of thought about it, but I'd rather have him sign like the soundtrack or something. You know?
Yeah, but it would kind of be
future shit.
That Back to the Future poster.
About that.
How many do you have?
I don't know.
None should be your answer.
9 or 10.
Here's the deal. We went to see Back to the Future in the big movie theater, and they were giving away posters.
25th anniversary commemorative posters.
Right.
Get it right.
I have 2 because I went twice. So I got 1 the first time and 1 the second time. Danny has 10 posters.
How did you get 10 of them?
Well, see, the first show, I had purchased more tickets than I needed because I thought that there was more people coming, and then I thought that somebody would want to go or whatever. And then I just got lazy. I never found anybody to go, so I had 6 tickets, and ended up it was just 2 of us.
So you ate some tickets.
So I had 5 extra seats, and I didn't give a fuck. I mean,
so you get a poster
nobody
per
else was
ticket.
asking for the extra posters for their extra tickets. People were just walking out with 1 poster and feeling that was sufficient.
Well, I was entitled. The rules are you get 1 poster per paid seat, and I paid for 5. So give me my 5 posters.
Danny ran out of there with posters like when Doc runs out of his house
with all the blueprints.
blueprints.
Tell me, future boy.
So I guess who's vice president in 1985?
Jerry Lewis. What's the matter?
What the fuck is in? There's something in my food. I can't.
Oh no!
Oh wow! Can I look at it? What is it?
I don't know.
Is it moving?
Look at that.
I don't see that. What?
Oh, that's just a chickpea.
Ew! Is it?
I don't know.
It's just a chickpea.
Chickpea.
It shouldn't be in an omelet, but
It is a kepel, a rat turd. It is a caper.
It's a little tumor.
Rat turd. Then eat it.
Fucking tumor, man.
And there goes Jimmy's breakfast. This is becoming a very strange morning.
What a
Stevie, go get Jimmy
what
some
a
more
cata-
breakfast.
Yeah, go take an hour. You
Yeah.
might as well get him lunch and dinner while you're at it.
He's got
Jimmy, you gonna have a headache later? You want some aspirin?
Yeah, get some fucking Excedrin PM.
Stevie, we want you to ask Huey Lewis a question, so it's got to be a really good one.
Yeah, think one up.
All right.
All right, think one up for Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis in the News. We'll talk about Back to the Future with the guy and all that crap, okay? All right. And by the way, good call. That was my favorite Cheryl Tiggs picture right there.
Oh, that's a nice
The
picture.
Sports Illustrated Cancun issue. What year was that?
Wow.
I'm guessing.
It looks like 76.
What a set
that
of
old?
70.
What a set of tits. 75.
You got the pictures that were inside?
She's been around for a while.
She made the cover with that shot.
If I look for it, perhaps. I'm just on eBay right now looking at presents for little
How much
Stevie.
is that?
$15. Buy it right now.
Should we buy it for the kid? Do you want
76.
That's
Stevie,
crazy.
how fast would the pages get all stuck together?
76, 24,
Would you jerk off to
30.
that picture?
That's,
I have.
all right, listen.
Oh,
That's 34 years ago, which means Cheryl Tiggs is pushing 60.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
pushing 60, Stevie.
Yeah.
But you don't look at the current pictures of
Yeah,
Cheryl
not
Tiggs.
more the older stuff.
That's so fucking weird.
The old stuff. Yeah.
Were you molested?
No.
You were?
Yeah, he's got all these.
Just about all of us were. It's okay, Stevie.
Were you molested, Ope?
No.
Come on.
Oh,
Look at that fucking blonde hair and that
Pretty
face.
molestable. You were pretty molestable in some of those pictures.
Oh my God! I've never seen a more rapeable person.
Rapeable.
No, I don't think so.
No? Uh-oh. Something might have been blocked out. But,
Yeah.
Who's that?
Who knows?
Cheryl
You
Tiggs.
never know for sure, right?
It says
Don't
that's
look
her
like-
first
That
Sports
doesn't look
Illustrated
good at all. That's 1970?
Ew, she sucked in the first one, the Hawaiian Hideaway.
That's an awful cover.
Yeah, it really is.
She doesn't look good in that
She
one.
has a sweater on the cover.
terrible
of Sports
picture, 'cause
Illustrated.
Can't get hard to that, can you?
Sure you can.
Not really, right?
Oh no!
Do you have to like line up your favorite Cheryl Tiggs photo to bust to, or do you not care what you bust on? Like maybe if you're in a mood to bust a Cheryl Tiggs and then like an anime picture pops up, do you quickly have to hit the next one so that you can get it to a Cheryl Tiggs?
Yeah. Or I'll have to go back if I pass it. Not that.
All
You
right,
have a big glowing dick like those stupid fucking anime porn things. Big glowing cock for some reason. And then big massive jizz hits her in the face.
He looks
Like,
down.
you like that?
Yeah, we played one of the videos. It was actually pretty hot. Until he fired the gun in her pussy. That was a little rough.
Yeah.
I think it was her asshole.
Her
Asshole. I'm sorry.
asshole, yeah.
Her asshole. Well,
And you look down at
well,
your,
then she deserved it.
your white penis and how it's doing no damage. And you look at his massive penis.
Listen, our guests are piling up, and we want
Oh,
the
wow,
Hoarder
yeah.
Girl in for a little while before we bring Tom Green in here. So
Yes, I would like to.
we're going to take a break, and we're going to get the Hoarder psychologist, psychiatrist. Which one is she? I don't
I think
know.
a psychologist.
Psychologist can't prescribe medication, right?
I think so, yeah.
No, psychologist prescribes medication.
No, psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist is a doctor.
Psychiatrist?
Pills. Psychologist coddles hoarders.
All right, so we got the coddling
Hoarder.
hoarder lady next.
The Opie and Anthony Show on the virus. Sirius XM.
All right. Opie and Anthony Show on this Whip Mat Wednesday. I guess the boys are chatting. I don't know. It's such a weird show. We all just walk off of the show whenever we need to, whenever we want. Who is it? Scott Weiland's birthday?
Yeah.
Is it? How old is the gentleman?
He's an old man.
Is he?
40,
Wow.
yeah,
He's in his 40s?
Oh, yeah. You have
He's
to
in his
talk,
40s,
huh?
Travis?
He's 43.
43 years young. Wow. Still making music.
Wow.
What a guy.
Kinda.
Well, kind of. Still doing drugs.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely
If
doing
you're
that.
in your 40s and you're still, like, doping it up like a rock star, like Scott Weiland, because it's
Charlie
his
Sheen.
birthday today. Yeah, Charlie Sheen. I mean, there's a big problem there. I think we have the appropriate person to talk to that about.
I think she just went to the bathroom.
A psychologist.
Oh,
Why
wow.
is she going to the bathroom?
She's haggard. We're talking to her?
What?
That's not nice.
I thought that was someone's mother.
But she's got a
Well,
lot
she's
of
probably
experience.
someone's mother. What? What, Danny?
There's no age limit on being a doctor.
I guess.
Yeah, would you expect a hot doctor with big tits? She talks to psychos.
I guess what I'm saying, if they're not good looking, there's no real reason to talk to them on our radio show until today.
But
We actually
she's
got a woman with a brain.
Yeah.
She's going in there dropping a deuce.
I'm just not a fan of the coddling people. So.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to
Is
find out.
she on the show
about.
a lot?
Yeah.
You recognize her?
Yeah. She's one of them that goes in there and talks to these fucking lunatics about their hoarding.
Well, my goal is to break her down. What's her
Really?
deal? Yes, they all have an issue.
I've
Yes.
seen her. She's gotten frustrated with some of them. Like, she's not as
I hope so.
coddling as some of the others, which are real bad.
It's the initial walk-in that I have a problem with. The initial, hi, what do you tell me about this room?
Well, you got to gain their trust.
Ugh, no, you
For
don't.
what reason?
You got to smack them in the face. It should be walk in, smack a backhand, whap.
So you're more about shock therapy.
Yes.
Tough love.
And shock jockery.
How's your ass cheeks?
Yeah, oh, they're better. They've settled in.
I really want to rub a salt and vinegar potato chip between his tender ass cheeks.
Oh,
if you have a
I
problem
had
with
to do the water. I had to do the wet toilet paper thing.
If you're saying you have a problem with cheese, why are you eating more cheese?
It's just one slice is fine, but I had a whole sandwich.
But if you have like liquid diarrhea pouring out of your ass, why are you eating more cheese if that's what caused it to begin with?
It's just
according
one
to
slice
what you
with
said
the
earlier.
turkey.
Get rid
One
of the fucking
slice is
cheese.
fine.
All right, here she
I had a
comes.
whole sandwich though of just cheese. There she is. I recognize you. Hi, coddler. The coddler.
Oh, did you hear us talking about you?
I can't believe you said the psychologists are the coddlers. What's up with that?
Well, now we can actually.
Man.
Actually,
Did
good.
we get
now
off
we
on
can.
the wrong
Now we
foot?
can get into this. I love watching the show.
We're all
I love
fans of hoarders, but I don't understand the kid glove thing with these hoarders. Why not tough love? Let's get right into this.
A little more toughness. We are on the air, by the way.
Oh, hi.
Good to know. Good
Yeah.
to know. You know, I think one of the problems is you're only seeing part of the whole situation. We've
Really?
got 70 hours of footage into 22 minutes on air.
Well, unless some of that 70 hours is backhanding some of these people in the face, I get so frustrated watching the show. I've watched every episode. I love the show. I don't know why. It angers me, but I cannot stop watching it. And it's that initial knock on the door, and it's like, hi, hello, why don't you tell me about this room? And meanwhile, I'm thinking, tell her about, it's a mess. It's full of garbage.
What do you think when you walk in? Because we yell at the television.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What do you think when you
I
walk
want to
in?
watch an episode with you guys and see what
it's
really happens in the
infuriating.
people's homes.
He
you
loves
know?
the show. I hate it because I got one of those people in my life.
Gotcha.
Not a hoarder though.
Yeah.
But the me thing.
It is
We're not
such
fans
a
of the me
thing. When I watch it, it's like, these are, to me, they look like very selfish people that will not, they'll write off their family, friends, in order to have this garbage in their house.
By the way, you do realize that we're all just unloading on her?
I know.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
a doctor?
Yes.
Well, I know you guys have been waiting for me for what, like 3 seasons now?
quite a
You know?
while.
It's been a
Yes,
while.
yes.
We got a lot to say, Robin. Dr. Robin, I'm sorry.
You know, I think to the viewer it doesn't make any sense, and logically, hoarding does not make sense whatsoever. And when you're a loved one, it's even worse because it's just maddening to think how could you have this much stuff. And
You're putting garbage before your loved ones.
Right. That is the thought. But I mean, so much of what we're trying to do is to promote awareness and help people to understand that this is in fact driven by anxiety. It's driven chemically.
Is it really?
It really is. And this is we only have so much that we can put out on the TV and promote that awareness and help people to understand.
Do you think these people should have the right to live?
The right to live.
I do. They are human beings.
Sometimes I'm kind of joking, but sometimes you think if that one person is out of the picture, then the rest of the family unit could function so much better.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I mean,
It
I know
upsets
that's
the
harsh,
entire
but-
family. It's upsetting the entire family.
Right, but mental illness upsets a whole entire family
Yeah.
too. If you've got someone in the family who's got schizophrenia, it's going to throw everything off. And I think it's important to remember that compulsive hoarding is seen as a form of mental illness.
And how come a lot of times when you see the woman as the hoarder, the husband will be so enabling? It's like I get angered, and it's like he's a little worm. Just do something. The second she brings it in, throw it out.
You know, it's frustrating, and I experience the same frustration. I mean, you said, what happens when you walk in a hoarder's house? It is overwhelming. I mean, that's the reality. I'm not going to say I walk in and this isn't that bad. Piece of cake. Where do we start? Where's the organizer? Let's go. It's really overwhelming.
If there's a piece of cake, it's behind the desk.
There's usually lots of cake somewhere, but
by a cat skull.
It is overwhelming. But I have to keep going back to just saying that this is a form of mental illness, and people don't. In college or even high school say, when I grow up, I want to become a compulsive hoarder. I want to live in filth. I want CPS to come and take my children away. I want my husband to leave me and divorce me. That's not a conscious decision that they make.
But where did the treatment, how does it dictate the treatment that you should be very, hey, okay, this is good. We need now. Don't take anything out unless she says it's okay. Like, why that instead of instead of some tough love, as they say?
Well, I think we're trying to show a balance of tough love. I mean, you see in the show, you've got the doctor and you've got the organizer, and the doctor is there to manage the anxiety that comes up when they have to go through this incredible process.
Love when it goes to a 10. Love when it goes to a 10.
Couple times, yeah. It's a tough process for them to go through, and we have to sort of maintain that balance between them freaking out and saying, everybody get out of here,
right,
versus trying to keep that balance. And I think that you'll see that different doctors have different approaches.
Yeah.
Right.
I have seen that, but initially it's always dealt with this very, hey, let's be nice. It's very soft spoken. Okay, tell me about this. Now, do you really think that's necessary?
I think it's important to remember that these people have been met with anger, with judgment, with shame, with badgering, with nagging, and if we go in and we do the same thing,
okay,
finally
an answer.
That is
now
true.
It makes sense.
We're acting like nobody in their family has ever said, throw it out!
Exactly. Thank you.
That makes, now
Exactly.
I've never thought of it that way.
So,
that makes sense.
And I want to align with them. I want them to know that I'm there to help them, that I get it, and if we can try to meet at least in some level, but at the same time, push them to sort of say, look, we're in crisis here. I mean, the show Hoarders is about a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's that balance between not having the client just get really angry with you because you're pushing them too hard, which is what everybody else has done, and trying to, help them to see that they've got an opportunity here.
But is there usually some type of trauma that brings this up? Because you just see them going, and then my dog died, and that's when they started going to Kmart and buying everything.
I have to say that it just varies. You see people that have trauma. You see people where they'll just say, I don't know why. I can't explain it. All I know is that when I go out, I see a good deal. I can't pass it up. And then they just start acquiring. And you talked about the husband that makes you crazy because he's, coddling her and saying, okay, honey, well, there's,
sleeping in a piece of the bed.
Right.
It's surrounded by garbage. You would think this guy would go, hey, I want a real life here.
Well, I think, we have to remember that the hoarding problem didn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process that's happened.
Very odd to wake up.
Hey, it would be.
There's 300 rakes here.
and I think that what happens is that people forget that this is a gradual process. And like any one of us, if we don't know what to do, we just kind of keep trying and thinking it's going to go away. And ironically, they get to this place where like, oh my gosh, what's happened here? There's just been this, garbage explosion.
But the person you're living with had 500 opportunities to just make sure it didn't get worse. Does it start with a dish in the sink?
One dish. Yeah.
One dish, and then it's two, then it's three, and you know what I mean?
Typically it starts back further than that. It's not just, they got married and all of a sudden the person became a hoarder. Where did that come from? Usually there's a progression that you can see in childhood. And, we can't get through all that in the show. I mean, what a lot of people don't realize is there is a huge, huge production that happens before we even get to that house of interviewing them, making sure they're appropriate for the show. We're talking with them to make sure that, psychologically they're prepared. And you do see people melt down. And, sometimes it's because they are being pushed too hard. It's too much too fast. It's a catch-22 because while that's not my goal, at the same time, we've got a crisis. If we don't get this place cleaned up by the time we leave, I don't know if you guys saw the Hawaii episode.
Oh, yeah.
Those children were going to be taken away, period.
Yeah.
That was a bad situation. And the irony is I got a lot of flack for calling CPS. Some of the blogs were saying, how could you do that? And then other ones were saying, I can't believe no one called them sooner.
Yeah.
And the reality is when I walked in, these children had no place to sleep. They did not have access to food. I mean, you saw the show.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
And what I was able to do was to avert that. And in just a couple days, this family was intact when we left.
Mhm.
And they still are.
Can I ask you a question, too? One thing that bothers me about, we've all dealt with, someone, whatever. I've never had a hoarder, but I've dealt with enough people I wanted to smash. What is it about? And I asked my therapist about this, too. When it comes to mental illness, the thing that bothers me is you don't hear the self-centeredness of it addressed enough. Like, there is a sickness to it that's chemical and that people can't help. And I understand that, but then there is also a selfishness that is conscious and is uncaring about the other people and is very, very self-centered. And that's something I wish that's to me the part that should be addressed a little more harshly. As opposed to the chemical stuff. But the self-centeredness isn't
destroys everyone around the person.
Yeah, and there really is a self-centeredness that can be helped and it's not helped. How come that's not addressed as much?
Well, again, I think we can't sort of throw the baby out with the bathtub because, again, you're only seeing a small portion of the interactions that we're having in those 3 days that we're there.
Oh, no, but Jimmy's talking in general.
I'm generalizing, not just the show.
There's a lot of people out there that have someone in their family with a mental illness or they're hoarding, and I think Jimmy's question is very valid. It's a me, self-centeredness that ruins everybody else.
Mm-hmm. The self-obsession part of it's not addressed enough.
What are we supposed to do as, quote, I'll say, quote, the normal people in that situation? We're supposed to just go through life dealing with that crap?
Well, I think the first thing is that, hoarders just blew compulsive hoarding, the problem out of the water. We all kind of talk about, the person down the street, or we know someone or whatever, but it's been blown out of the water. And I think that we have to remember that it's chemically driven. And then, yes, I think that there does come a point where you say, why are you allowing your family to live in this? Why are you allowing your children to not have access to food? And I think that they don't really know how to get out of it. And we want to make the assumption if it was me, if it was you would do it. But none of us can really understand if we were in any situation what we would truly do.
Oh, no,
we always want to speculate, if that was me, I would do this.
That's the easy way to look at it. Of course not.
Some of them are unbearable to watch, where it's like this woman, I don't know what's causing it as far as chemical imbalance goes or what have you, but sometimes you watch and go, she is not listening to anybody. She's completely self-centered. She's speaking logically when she's talking. It's not like she's a stark raving lunatic aside from hoarding everything, but she's not listening to her family, loved ones, a psychologist, anything. They just shut down and go, no, this is my stuff. I'm a collector. I'm not a hoarder. I love that line.
Right. Yeah.
And everything is so valuable. When you're picking through trash and watching these people picking through trash and they're going, oh, no, that's good. And it's covered with rat feces or
roach eggs
or whatever. Right. And they're looking at it like, no, I need this. And now you have to step in and talk them down and say why they don't need this. is beyond me.
It's exhausting
Yeah,
to watch.
and we've just seen a couple of episodes where I think, what was it, Monday night, there was the woman that had, lots of Home Shopping Network stuff, and there was the rat or mouse urine on it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
wanting
Great.
to hold on to things. And there's no logical explanation. I mean, I can, sit here and explain what we know about it, but, at the end of the day, that's the reality of this condition. It
I
doesn't
understand.
make sense.
Look,
It is maddening.
I understand the Darth Tater. Now that to me was a very valuable piece, and it shouldn't have been thrown in the truck.
Only because the roaches wouldn't go near it. That really was an awful treat.
She was so upset at the Darth Tater. That cracked me up. Do people ever get upset that the trucks that come by, I've always thought of this, that say got junk on them? Like, I would think the people would be upset that the trucks
say junk.
And it's like these are prized possessions to the people. I would think you would cover that up.
That's never come up before.
Has it never?
As
I watch that, I'm like, oh, that would be upsetting.
They should change the name to Got Cat Shit.
Got disgusting stuff.
Got cat carcasses.
They're so anxious when we get there because, let's face it, it's sort of like intervention. I don't know how, people are thinking they're in a documentary when intervention's been in there like 9, seasons now, and how could they not know, like, this is intervention,
we're doing a documentary on addiction.
Yeah. So, I think with hoarders, it's the same thing. They've seen it enough. They know what's to come. And,
what was the other one that was like that? The Chris Hansen show, like a lot of times the pedos.
The Predator,
After a while, they would watch it,
like,
and we would know. They would know.
That one got me. I could not figure out that one.
It's Chris Hansen.
Well, sometimes the cookies were so good.
They used the same. They used the same set too, the same exact set. You would think they would change it up a little bit.
Oh, that's
Why
awful.
don't you take a seat over there?
I don't think the hoarders could be cured though.
I
really don't.
It's a very long-term process. I mean, really long-term. I mean, what we're doing in 3 days typically takes a year and a half, believe it or not,
Wow.
if we can do it right, because the brain chemistry is so powerful. As you're seeing, why are they digging through this stuff? Because there's like this switch that goes on, and they don't know how to switch it off. And so, again, that's why the doctor comes out, is to help them to say, look, you're holding on to this. You've got a cognitive distortion about sorting through what is clearly mixed in with feces or other contaminants, and it's got to go.
I got to ask you this also. These are things I've wondered that would never make the show. The guys that do the cleaning are just knock around regular guys. They're not psychiatrists. They're not trained in this. Has any of them ever just bust out laughing at some of the insane things these people do? And upset the people, really?
I think that they try to be aware. But, look, the reality is when you walk in, the situation is as it is. And sometimes, we all sort of say, oh, my gosh, I don't even get why they're holding on to this. It is frustrating. And
but the doctors and everything, they have to kind of look, and you're professional. You know how to go about it. But I think the guy wielding the snow shovel, shoveling up cat skeletons and stuff, is going to go like, holy Jesus, this woman's insane.
Again, I think, we're far into season 3 now. We're not surprised about anything anymore. I mean, look at the things that have been coming up. This is the real world. These are just the people that you're seeing on Hoarders. They are out there.
Yeah, like 3 million, I think is the stat.
It's huge.
And a lot of them, I'm sorry to interrupt you, a lot of them have been left. It's like we forget, that's a good point, is that you're only seeing, we're like, why don't people leave them? The majority of them, or a lot of them, probably do get dumped by their spouses, right or left.
Yeah. I mean,
well, that's good then.
You're seeing the ones
Seriously.
that, have been casted for the show. And again, we're looking at crises and things like that. But you're absolutely right. There are so many people out there suffering. And I have no idea what that budget looks like in terms of what it costs to bring all of us out there. It's got to be insane.
Yeah.
And if you figure that people are truly in crisis, whether it be Adult Protective Services, CPS, and you're typically talking about a 1.5-year process, there's no way that CPS is going to sit on that for a 1.5 years and say, okay, well, we'll be patient with you.
They're going to take the kids away. And
so that's why you see so much overwhelm, is because you see the level of hoard, you see how insane it's gotten, and suddenly they're expected to pack up, 30 years, potentially more of accumulation. I mean, we're seeing typically people in their late 40s, 50s who are finally reaching out for help. We're not seeing the younger people.
You know what it is? Also, it's when you watch the show, I don't know if you've noticed in this room, but I think it's everyone I've talked to. they're infuriated. Like, it's infuriating to watch. I can't stop watching it, but I get so mad. I've had a friend say, I want to see them walk in with one suitcase, throw it at the person, so you got 10 minutes to pack this one suitcase, and then we're burning the house down.
Yep.
This is how angry people get. And I sit there and watch and do the same thing. They should have bulldozers outside the house and make them grab some stuff and then just plow it into the basement. It's infuriating. People get mad watching this show.
By people, he means he and I.
Yeah.
And Opie.
So you mentioned you have a family member who's
Oh
struggling.
yeah, we all do, man. It's not a hoarder though; it's an OCD thing, but it's all encompassing, and we're all affected by it.
Right,
and we have
right.
to make believe she's normal. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, how should you deal with that?
That's why. That's what Jimmy got at earlier. It's a me thing that I can't get past.
Well,
I don't want to help this person anymore. I really don't. That's how I feel about it. After many years, enough already.
Yeah.
When
Well,
it starts affecting everybody else in your family unit, but what is her value?
You know, the
in the
bottom line
family.
is, you know, they all cliche, you know, you can't lead a horse to water and make them drink. You know, this is the same thing, and OCD is the same thing.
Right.
You know, probably, 80+% of the population that I treat has OCD. It's
Sure.
the most common anxiety disorder.
But most people could keep it under control.
You know, I have a whole
So you wash
practice
your hands
of
until
people
they
that
bleed.
are, you know,
Right.
they've got bloody hands
Yeah,
washing
yeah,
their
yeah,
hands, and, you know, they won't leave the house and that sort of thing. But I think you have to find that balance, which is what we're trying to do, of sort of saying, I'm not going to, you know, support you in this behavior anymore. And do tough love, and at the same time letting them know I'm here for you if you're ready to get help.
Oh yeah, I changed the way how I interact with this person, and it's helped a lot.
You have to.
It's finally helped a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
No
You
more
just have to think
nonsense.
differently,
You know, I just don't think the hoarders especially could be cured. I really don't.
Yeah,
I think a
seen
very
some of
small
the-
percentage of them, sure, but in general, they're lost causes.
Is there a lot of residual anger at them? Like, because that's what it's like after it's all done, like the people just go like, "You motherfucker!" Like, I know you got the stuff out of the house now, but there's got to be like a lot of residual anger at all of those years of me.
Right. And the show I want to see is the hoarders a year later.
Yeah.
They've done some updates.
They have
on them, yeah.
Because you're moving on to the next whack job,
and then they throw
I wanna
everything
see-
out.
Yeah, I want to see what's
Compulsively.
I want to see what's happening to the people from like the first season, and I would bet a lot of money most of them went right back to doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see at the end of season 3 how season 1 is doing. You know, people in season 1.
Oh wow, you don't
season
keep in
2.
touch with them. That's
and-
smart.
Yeah. But, you know, the reality is, and this is what a lot of people don't know, is that the Hoarders show, if you will, the production company A&E Network, they provide an extremely significant aftercare package. And so when you see at the very end, you know, so-and-so is working with an organizer, a
Right,
therapist,
yeah.
those funds have been provided by the network precisely because of what you're talking about. None of us think that we're going to go in, clean it up, boom, be done, because you do see kind of the happy endings. Oh my gosh, look at how nice it is, that kind of thing. But the reality is if they don't continue with very, very consistent follow-up, you're right. They're going to go back to those old behaviors because, you know, what brought them there? It was the dumpster diving. It was the yard sales. It was the garage sales. It was the buy one, get one free. It was a good deal.
The
kind
shopping
of thing.
networks.
So
Yeah.
you've got
Right.
to keep on them with that, because the other thing is the loved ones don't have those strategies to help them to refrain from those behaviors.
There's no fairy tale endings.
There
really
isn't.
isn't.
There isn't. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about motivation. You know, you guys talk about the self-centeredness. You know, are you motivated to do this? You now have an opportunity. These people have the most amazing opportunity that those other people that we don't see don't have otherwise. And I think that that's probably even more what makes you guys so crazy is because we're in there going, okay, this piece of paper, like you don't remember what it's from, but you want to hold on to it. It's maddening for us too. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say, oh, I'm totally fine with it. You want to keep that piece of paper? So be it. But, you know,
Just
I got to pick my
wrap 'em with it.
battles at
Yeah.
the same time. You know, do I want to spend, 20 minutes on a, piece of paper? Do I need to say, okay, you know what, let's move on and see if we can't get to something
When was
else.
hoarding diagnosed? Because it used to be you're just messy.
Yeah, you just think that old
No, I'm
nut down the
serious.
street.
You're a little messy, and that you're really messy, and then all of a sudden, how did it come about that it's actually diagnosed as hoarding?
Well, it kind of goes back to what you talked about, when you're starting to have interference in your relationships, social life.
But I mean, as far as your expertise, like when was it diagnosed
as a whole
in the books? Like when did hoarding come about?
Well, the irony is it doesn't have like a formal diagnosis in terms of clinically in a book, but we're heading in that direction because of the awareness now.
So it
and
still
how,
isn't even, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Oh, wow.
basically what we're looking at this point is when you're starting to trip over things. You can't use areas for the purpose in which they're intended, and again, relationships and other aspects of your life. You're late for work because you can't find your other shoe, or your kids are late for school because they can't find their homework and so forth. So it's really when you're starting to have that interference, because if you're a clutterer, if you're a disorganized person, that's maybe more of a personality trait. And if you're totally fine with it, we're not here to judge you and that sort of thing.
We're bringing in Tom Green as well to hang with us because we don't want to have him waiting.
Yeah, he's a hoarder. Tom Green's a hoarder.
I'm a hoarder. Yes,
Yeah.
Are you a hoarder?
So we're trying to get your help.
How you guys doing?
Good. Pretty good.
Good.
You know the show Hoarders?
You watch Hoarders?
Yeah, I've seen it briefly. Yeah, I've seen the people, the stuff's piled up in their house. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah,
It's fantastic.
My favorite one was
angering.
My favorite one was where they couldn't go upstairs because the feces were in
the
the
bags of
bags.
feces.
Bags of feces. Why would you keep that? Why would you not?
Why
Why would they want to keep the feces? What do they want to do with that?
I wasn't on that show.
You thank God, right?
Do you guys get to pick the shows you're on? We got a shitbag thrower.
I'm headed
leave
to a
that for
house
Sue.
right after this.
Are you?
In New York?
Can we go with you?
You'd have to talk to the powers that be on that one. I'm thinking no.
You're scared of us,
but-
right?
Yeah.
You're scared of us.
I'd walk right in. What are you doing?
Yeah, we would have bullhorns, right?
No,
Tom
you wouldn't.
Green?
If it was Nazi memorabilia, you'd go, where did you get that?
I don't
So they
hoard
keep
that.
bags of why do they keep bags of feces though?
Yeah,
Why would
what
they
is
keep
that?
What's that? What are they going to do with that?
Well,
What's
I don't know
what
that
does
they're
that
going
mean?
to do anything with that. Typically, what happens is that as the house starts to get hoarded,
Things break down.
start to break down. Exactly. And
I know
so,
this shit.
because in hoarding you have such difficulty processing, and with organization/disorganization, that they come up with sort of their own strategy of, oh, okay, I have to go. I mean, there was that one that
They're
we're
just
talking
crazy
about.
people, then, right? They're just insane people.
Well,
Yes.
no, you missed
You're
the
just
first,
making fun
first
of
half
crazy
the show.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's-
No, it's like when
He's
you don't,
accurate, though.
It's like when you don't have the cleaning crew come by in The Sims.
Yeah.
Everything gets messy and they pee on the floor.
Are you mad at people like us that just can't have an open mind about this?
Absolutely not, because, my goal is to continue to promote awareness. And, as much as you guys will probably say no, I'm going to bet that I've, opened your mind up just a little bit by the time that I've left.
Nah,
and hopefully the viewers, too.
Actually, the whole thing with the coddling thing, I now have a better understanding because they have the only other thing they've had is their family yelling
Everybody's
at them
yelled at them.
constantly.
Everybody's
So-
done that.
So I'm not saying it's good. I think a good punch in the face, but I'm saying it's a different approach.
To get results, it's almost like I'm looking at it from a vengeful point of view. Like, why don't you go in there and deal with the anger I'm feeling watching them?
Yeah, because I'm putting myself in the situation. As I'm watching that, I'm like, how does the husband sit here and do this and not just get a domestic abuse charge put on him? Because I would have to just smack someone in the head.
Well, going in and having people scream at one another and just vent their anger, I'm not saying that that's not helpful, but I think that there's a place and time for it.
Yeah.
And just screaming and yelling totally detracts from what we're trying to do in that moment. We're talking about the Hoarder show, right? In the big picture, they're coming in for therapy. I'm going to their house. We've got a little bit more time, kind of thing.
Just throw
And
a bag of shit at them.
Rub their face in.
I don't know. It'll work,
yeah.
you know.
There's plenty of it around.
Stop keeping it around. If you just every time you
should train them like you do a
Come over,
punk.
That's the theory of
throw a bag of
people
shit in their face
is
every time you
just
come
keep
over.
doing that,
That'll
and
slow
it's
down.
only going to make things worse.
Maybe I'll start
that's the reality.
keeping these around. Keeping these handy.
She hates the
How
jokes.
bad do they smell?
Not
the
a fan of
houses.
the jokes, so keep them.
Oh, wow, they would really
The houses
stink.
smell, right?
Have you ever puked?
No. The irony is what a lot of people don't know, and so now it's like in super public media here. I don't have any smelling senses. I had an accident.
God bless you.
Perfect for the show.
Perfect for the gig
What a
that is.
great
Perfect,
gig
perfect.
then.
And that wasn't why they hired me.
You can
but,
wade through shit. You can do
but along those
Find
lines, so
that
when you
lost
talk about the
engagement
smell, and
ring.
I'm saying it's bad, and you're saying, well, why is it bad if you can't smell? It's the fumes.
Is it a texture as well when you walk into a room? Like,
probably a weight
Oh,
to
you
it.
you can taste it in your throat.
Can you
I
taste
mean-
food?
Oh yeah. Everybody asked me that. Yeah. No, I can taste just fine. But it's the fumes, and then what happens is when you start to stir it up,
Ooh.
it's magnified so much worse because everything is kind of
I
settled.
don't
So
know
you walk
how
in, you've got one,
do
and so
that.
we pretty much know
That's
once we
beyond
stir
me.
it up, it's going to be worse.
What is there's got to be something that gets to you. Like there was the guy who had the couple who saved their shit. I've seen a few people who do that. To me, the smell would be bad, but the insects would be the part for me that I couldn't
Yeah,
deal with.
roaches
I've seen
and-
roach infesting that was beyond. Like how bad are the bugs? What is your thing? Like there's got to be one thing that you go like, this is the one I can't deal with.
Well, there was a commercial where you heard me say, this is probably the worst house I've ever been in.
Yeah.
And when you saw the house, actually the house wasn't so bad. What happened was I did the walkthrough, and this was not on camera, and I walked downstairs to the basement, and they had a dog in there,
Ooh.
and there was the toilet was leaking through the bottom floor into the basement. So between the winters, between the dog that lived in there, between the mold, it just was this perfect storm. And I have never been so overwhelmed in my life. And the irony is that when I walked in, I was like, oh my gosh, do you smell this? They're like, what? I was like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, and so what happens is people get used to it as it builds up and they don't notice it.
It's like working in a dump or a slaughterhouse. I mean, you don't vomit every day. You just get used to it.
Or the
And,
studio.
And along those lines, I mean, I don't think that people would typically look at me and think that, they would envision me in a hoarder house. But, it's kind of like a surgeon. When they open someone up and they're looking at things, that's just their job. That's just what they do. So when I go in, I'm there to do a job. And so that's why we're not so overwhelmed, because we expect this is what we're going to see. This is the reality of it.
And you don't get mad at them because you expect them to be like resistant. Like when you say, why are you holding that? Whereas I've never had to actually listen to it. I would want to just go throw it the fuck out. You're like, you expect them to go, well, it's important to me.
And the reality is why am I going to say that? Because if they could do it, they would do it. So
Yeah.
telling them something that I already know that they can't do is sort of pointless. And of course, again, going back to everybody else has been telling them that too. So I've got to align with them in a place where, they feel like someone is on their side.
Do they see the house differently than other people? Like, do they actually see it differently than other people
Yeah.
walking in?
Yeah.
They don't see a problem with walking through a little 1 foot pathway to a couch that's covered in crap. And
Well, it depends. Do you remember, I wasn't on this one, but do you remember the one that had the lady that had all the cats?
Yeah.
And, you saw the cat's eyes were all,
yeah, crusty and
crusty and kind of glued shut by
Poor-
the
poor little
infection.
cats. Mm.
And she,
expected
and
a
again,
Sarah McLachlan song to start playing.
Well, and
Donate some money.
I really want to be clear that, that I never see the show before it's aired. Never.
Really?
Yeah. So everything we're talking about is all stuff that the rest of you have seen. But I'm watching this going, these cats are healthy, and the one cat, the tabby or whatever it was, couldn't even open up its eyes. And it's denial. And I think any one of us, as long as we continue to deny a problem, we don't have to do anything about it. And so denial is kind of this defense, much probably like your family member, that if you just keep denying, then you don't have to do anything about it. And then the more that people come in and you're saying, throw the bag at them, do this,
It's very logical on Tom Green's
it's
part.
not going to go anywhere, and that's, as long as we can meet them in a place where, I do get it. I do understand.
Tom,
it,
you got a question?
It's kind of an odd problem that's maybe unique to this country, right? People that just have too much stuff.
Yeah,
It's like, you look at, the problems in the world. There's people that are starving. They don't have anything. They don't have shoes. Yeah. And here the biggest problem is there's people on the shows. There's people that just got too much stuff. So much stuff that they can't even get rid of their, the bag of shit.
Are you
right?
saying they don't have hoarders in Somalia?
They probably don't.
Is that what you're
they don't
getting
have
at?
anything to hoard,
It's
probably.
they do have a show, Somalian hoarding.
Oh, they do?
But it's just like one horn is in
it's
the
like a
house.
toothpick.
And I'm like, look at this mess.
Two grapes.
Holding on to it.
Yes. What are you doing? There's a stick in the house.
Or they hoard hands that they've chopped off in political disputes. Severed fingers.
A drawer full of
clits. So where?
You guys just can't resist, can
No,
you?
we can't.
We got to make it
You're
fun.
trying to contain it as much as possible.
You're bumming everyone out. We got to make it kind of fun.
Where is this crap hole you have to go to locally now?
Yeah, we want to go with you.
What, like what state?
Shovel.
Is it
What-
Jersey, New York?
I can't say
Wow.
it.
You're scared of us.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
Tom Green, you want to go to a hoarder's house today?
Yeah, what shithole are you hanging out at today?
No, we.
I love that you can say
Would you
shit
get in
on the
trouble
air.
if
I
we
love
came
that.
with you with megaphones and while you went inside we just booed loudly through the megaphone?
Well, needless to say, why I'm not telling you where I'm going
Exactly.
because I don't doubt
Oh,
one
we'll
bit
find
you guys
you.
are going to
Yeah,
have
we'll
a caravan
find you.
right
It's almost
behind
like the
me.
mentality of like when you see homeless people with the shopping cart and they got everything in it, right? And they just keep their shopping cart. It's a schizophrenic kind of
Oh,
thing
yeah,
going
yeah.
on, right?
No,
They're
it's
just
not.
crazy people that have houses.
I haven't
They're
seen as
not
many of them.
schizophrenic, no.
I've seen a lot of them in the
Used to as a
village.
kid.
I will take a picture of a homeless guy in my neighborhood who is truly a hoarder. The amount of stuff he has in one shopping cart.
Is it the
like
guy with
Tom-
the dreadlocks?
You've seen him.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He can't even
White guy.
push this thing. He will move it a foot an hour.
But that's his house.
I can't believe I've never filmed this guy yet.
That's not hoarding. That's his house. It's like if everything that
Well,
you legitimately
he's hoarding
needed.
everything that he finds on the street, but he doesn't have a house to put it in.
Yeah.
I'll get video of this guy soon.
In a weird way, I understand hoarders, but on a much smaller. Like I collect things, I'm kind of neat, but I do understand how that could have gotten out of hand.
Yeah.
Like I would collect baseball cards, and I would just go like, I have to have it, and there would be no logic behind.
And if somebody was to throw them away, you'd lose your
You know
mind.
what?
I would just nervously tick.
Hold on, Jimmy. Let's go with that because this is we'll get back to the real shit. Like, you're not a hoarder. Wait, how can I explain this? It's not just being messy. You know what I mean? And smelly and dirty. Can't you be a hoarder and be very neat like Jimmy's talking about? Where all of a sudden your house is filled with really...
Like you neatly stack up your bags of shit.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
I want to see how many times I can say bags of shit.
I think it's degrees. You know, you guys remember Beer Can Hoarder?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't know Beer Can
Beer
Hoarder.
Can Hoarder, he
I
had
had a
over
Beer Can
60,000.
collection.
I think there was more than that beer cans. And, you know,
Yeah.
he was the collector. And, you know, those were not beer cans. I mean, one is, you know, on the show he says, you know, I definitely didn't drink these. I'm not even a drinker. That he bought them on eBay or wherever he got them. You know, as we're walking through the house, stepping on them, smashing them, and these are prize beer cans.
Yes,
And the
it's
reality
prized
is
beer
something
can.
kicks in to where you might say, you know what, I've got this collection. There's a system to it, and I'm going to stop here. Or, you know, seeing a tattered baseball card that isn't worth anything, that you don't buy it anyway just because it's a baseball card and it can go with a collection. There's more of a system. In this case, you know, people are talking about being collectors. When it's really hoarding, is there's just kind of this sort of explosion of purchasing whatever fits, you know, whether it be Barbie dolls or crafts or whatever, and there's not as much of a system, and so what happens is it just infiltrates the whole area.
Is it common? How many of them are there?
Well, we think
How many
about
of these hoarders are there?
Right around-
Millions?
3 million, they say.
3 million?
3
oh,
million.
That's good for a few more seasons.
Yeah, you are loaded up with enough hoarders. That's
3
for
million?
sure.
Really? No.
Oh, absolutely.
3 million of these?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if
You don't
you-
have that in
Jobs.
Canada, Tom Green?
I don't know
No
if there's 3
hoarders?
million.
I'm sure
there's some in Canada.
That's one in that's 1 in 100 people.
It is incredible, and where they went from
Wasn't
in
it
the very
350
beginning.
million? 1 in 35, 1 in 350.
About 300 million.
In the very beginning, when hoarders started, they were going everywhere trying to find people. And now it's thousands and thousands that are coming in, and they're just trying to ferret through and figure
Really?
out how to just tell these people sorry.
Those
Because
people that took that long to find their phones.
You ever get anyone who you think is maybe a fake hoarder, like someone's just sort of filling their house just to get on the show?
you know, there's
It's gonna
in
happen.
bags.
Fake hoarders.
I'm going to start
there's
that
been
today.
times when you walk in, you kind of wonder, you know, what's happening here, but it's pretty rare because they really
Fake
are
hoarder would be
careful to
great.
ferret out, you know, really the people that can most benefit from these resources and these
Yeah, you're not
services that are
pathetic
offered.
enough. You're not pathetic enough. Leave.
We'll come back next year, and
Yeah.
you've got more
Work
crap
on
lying
it.
around.
She's wearing a wedding ring too. I can't stop looking at it. That is a rock on your finger. Are you married to a doctor?
I'm not.
Wow.
She made her own money.
Oh my
Jimmy.
God! No, but I'm saying she's
You
married
got
to
2010.
Her husband does a good job. That is a rock.
Yeah, that is. Wow.
Wow.
I bet you don't wear that in the hoarder houses.
Actually,
Don't
you
wanna
They
know,
wouldn't
we're-
want it. It's not a comic book or
Yeah, but you lose it. You're never
Shoe.
finding it.
insurance.
Oh, there you go.
You should punch him in the face with that, Ryan. Wake him up a little bit.
Well, hoarders,
Stop collecting their shit in bags,
Mondays,
right, Tom Green?
what is this? Mondays,
Shit
10
bag
p.m.,
hoarders.
9 Central. Shit bag. Hoarders on A&E.
They should have a
Dr.
spin-off
Robin
just called Shit Bag Hoarders.
Zazzio?
Just
Is that how you
focusing on
pronounce
those
it?
ones
Zazzio?
specifically.
Yeah.
And,
Focus on the shit bag.
I love this show. Love it. A lot of people are talking about it. And yeah, I think it's a.
We're
I think
talking
it's a
about
big
because
hit.
it's fun to watch.
I know it is.
I don't really care if these people get help. I think it's great TV.
But it's good on a lot of levels because it's educational for some people if they want that. It's entertaining if you just want that. If you want like the freak show factor, it's kind of like watching family members yell at each other. It's kind of fun. And like I said, yeah, it's educational too. So
it's like watching Celebrity Rehab or any other show that it's like you're dealing with everybody our whole life. For the last, how long has reality television like been really, for the last few years? So it's a chance to watch all of these things that every one of us has known existed for all these years.
I think that's an excellent. I mean, we look at the Celebrity Rehab. I mean, that was genius. You know, I mean, you're right. It's been happening all along, and now there's a show on it. But same with Hoarders, and I
I
think.
don't know if genius, it might be a little strong.
Well,
I think that was an excellent assessment of the situation.
But, again, my involvement with Hoarders is I want to go out and I want to help people. And I'm here because my whole goal is really to keep promoting awareness and to help people understand, because I get that, in your living room and you're watching the show, it does make people crazy.
Oh,
it's
it's
very,
infuriating.
very maddening.
Ready
And
to
you're
pull
right.
an
That's
Elvis
why
and shoot my
people
television,
watch.
I swear.
That's
Gets
why
me
people watch.
Angry. Yeah.
And the reality is if it wasn't so painful to watch, you wouldn't want to watch
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's why it's just it's very interesting. Very interesting show.
But you know
Two
what?
and a Half Men.
Yes, exactly. You're watching a
Yes.
lunatic.
Charlie Sheen is hoarding great stories.
He's hoarding escorts in his hotel room.
Hotel bathrooms.
But you know
bless
what?
him.
We watched a rehab one time with a girl who was huffing the glue, and you wanted to smash her. She was doing the air. I'm walking on sunshine. And we wanted to strangle her, but they did an update on her.
Yes,
like a year
I
later.
saw her.
She's normal.
Yep.
And like you don't hate her anymore. It's like she was as hateable as you could be, and then a year later
She was
you're like,
embarrassed by who she was.
she's like, yeah, it was awful. She's like
Yeah,
a regular girl now. You're like, oh,
I
okay.
think that goes back to the power of addiction. And a lot of people say, well, is hoarding a form of addiction? Well, I think it's similar in the sense that they can't see their way out. And here she is.
You're like the
you
Dr.
know-
Drew of shitbag collectors.
You haven't even seen the show. You said you've seen parts
No,
of
just
it.
it's when you come in with all this sort of scientific stuff, you really feel like Dr. Drew, except
Well-
of shitbag collectors.
She could change her name to Dr.
Shitbag Collector.
I stopped.
Well, I'm going to stick with my name because I
Yeah,
think it
all
works
right.
for
I'm
me,
a-
you know. But I think, actually...
But it's an odd thing to be an expert in, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the reality is if you look at the show, there's pretty
wants to
much
leave
a
so
small
bad.
group of us that are going out there. A lot of
language.
people will specialize in OCD and other anxiety disorders. They say, I'm not
Yeah,
going
hoarder
in
is
there.
like-
Because there are realities about health concerns and
Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that, There's some pretty dangerous situations.
Wind up getting some mesothelioma.
Dude, there's nothing
in
that's
these
going to
houses.
happen in this room that's going to freak her out, by the way.
Oh,
she
yeah.
deals with
Yeah.
people who throw their own
Yeah.
feces. There's
I know,
nothing
exactly.
that we're going to say that's going to make her go, uh-oh. She doesn't...
I know, she's a pro.
For a living, she walks into houses and people have just rotted dead animals that they live with.
Well, I don't know about that. We could at least try.
Probably the most sensible environment you've been
She's
in
a
years.
very nice lady.
Very lovely.
We do like you.
You're terrific.
Yeah,
We want to go to the
I
house
like when you're
today.
on the show.
What if we went
That's
there
good.
and we kept our distance?
I think it would be impossible for you guys to do that. I'm just not
I
saying
wanna
that
see
you
one
guys
of
would
these.
have that kind
It's
of
true.
impulse.
Have you ever
control,
have the neighbors ever come over and been like, oh my God, thank God you're here. This woman's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah?
they don't say the crazy part.
I
I'm very
bet they do.
sensitive to
No,
that whole
really?
thing.
They're crazy.
Do you ever get any weird airborne illnesses or rashes that you sort of find? Like, you ever get a weird sort of...
Great question.
You ever get sick?
Not rashes, but like we've there's actually a show that has not been aired that's
You've gotten
coming
sick.
up.
I can tell you've
and
gotten
there's-
sick.
No, I've never.
No, I can
actually,
tell by the way you
really
reacted to the
healthy.
question.
No,
You just don't wanna
but
say 'cause it's
there's,
probably
we
really
get, like,
gnarly.
spider bites and
What was it?
mosquitoes.
Was there something just really gross that you got? Like pus coming out of some sort of
type of worm.
Some sort of worm. A worm.
That's a worm. You
have a
never want a
tapeworm?
worm.
Have you ever had a tapeworm?
Not that I'm aware of.
Tapeworm. Oh my God.
You've had a tapeworm, I can tell you have.
Yeah.
Can't you
Those things get to be like 20 feet long.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Is that a rumor? Or is
Yeah,
that
no,
true?
it's true.
No,
Yeah.
that is true. Can you get like some kind of disease from breathing in feces?
Yeah.
Or not a disease,
Tapeworm.
but some kind of illness or something?
Tapeworm.
I think you can definitely
I
get,
think you can, too.
illnesses and things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no doubt that it affects your health.
Yeah.
We just recently saw, I mean, it's really tragic, but the woman who was in stage 4 cancer.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
that was the house that I told you that the
She was
air
hoarding
quality
cancer
was
cells.
so
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
And-
She was going through garbage on the floor and a bunch of dust, and it
And,
was a
and that
health
was
hazard.
a really, really tragic
Shouldn't do that.
situation.
Tapeworm.
And, you know, she
Yes.
was the one
Tapeworm.
that, you know, bless her
Tapeworm
heart,
cancer.
sort of said, this is really hard for me, but I don't want to leave this to my family.
Mm.
And so she came in, and while it was hard for her, she got her environment in a place where the family could come in. And I think that for any one of us, when we're really struggling with something, that we have to dig deep inside and find a way to motivate ourselves and to push past, like, what your brain is saying is right versus, you know, what you need to do.
I love when they say they're a good cook, and you walk in and go, who the hell would eat in this crap hole? It's just, there's rotted food laying
Chef
all over.
Bumardee.
You know, so again, you know, defending
Chef
my
Boy, what a
clients in
mess.
that sense, you know, the reality is that you look at hoarders and you want to
She's
say
warming up. She
they're
almost
crazy.
actually smiled there.
She'll smile, but
she's warming up.
We just
to us
can't
a little
attack
bit.
the people that she's helping. She's not going to go with that. She's a doctor.
Our goal is to have her laugh one time. That's all.
She's been laughing.
I've been laughing.
Yeah, she's pretty-
all
very
You
good.
got a good
morning,
sense
yeah.
of humor, you could tell.
Were they called hoarders before the show? Or is that a name that the show
That's
came
what
up
we were
with?
getting at. We don't know when it started.
Like, I never heard of that
Registered
until the
trademark
show.
of A&E.
Well,
Were they
okay.
just called people that just didn't throw shit out? Or
Look, the reality is who's
Oh, we
going
need
to
a
get
name
on
for
the
this. We
phone
can't call
and
it that.
call somebody and say, look, you know, my house is hoarded to the ceiling and I've got 3 children. Can you come over and help me? That is not going to happen. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
you know,
But who came up with the name hoarders? Is that something the network came up with? Or?
Oh, no. Hoarding, compulsive hoarding has been there for years and years and years. And there are lots of researchers and doctors who have come up with this term. And over time, we're just understanding it better.
Wait, the people calling for help though, like I got it. Like
Hoard.
I'm in recovery from drinking and stuff, but I had to make a decision to go get help. So how come they don't have to make that decision until it's almost like I understand interventions work and. How come they don't call and go like, look, I need a hand here, like where I had to do it, and so do other people who stopped doing that.
But you know, you were in the trenches too. I don't know what your disease looked like at the time, but at one point, I'm sure you denied, you defended, you rationalized why you were doing what you were doing, and something changed where you said, I can't live like this anymore. And that's the place that anybody in their illness, in their sickness, have to get to before they're going to get help. And, you know, I mean, part of my reputation is known for having that gas pedal to say, you know what, this is insanity. You can't keep living like this. And to what you guys are talking about is this is affecting the people that you love. And at the same time, knowing when to back off and to say, okay, you know, I get this is tough for you, and to keep that balance going.
Like, I have a lot of clothes that don't fit me anymore that I'm afraid to throw out.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, just because I don't know. I just feel like, well, I spent money on that shirt. It shrunk, but I have a closet full of this crap.
See, that's
Yeah,
exactly
That
what
is
the hoarders
exactly
do.
what we're
Yes.
talking
That's
about.
an early stage of hoarding.
You are
Not
a
so
hoarder in the
funny
making.
anymore, is it, Tom?
No, I kind of feel like I have a small hoarding problem.
Before you know it, Tom Green's going to have shit bags of shit in his house.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
we all save
I didn't want
on
to bring
a
it up,
continuum. That's why he's here, right?
Yeah.
No, we all save on a continuum, you know.
Cindy,
but
I keep them in the garage, actually. But,
At least it's not in the
I've
house.
seen that too, but they were in buckets. Did you see that one? The person who had the shit in the buckets.
Oh, yeah.
But it was in a shed. I was like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen until they showed the people who
The
were just
one with
tossing
the
the
bags
bags
up the stairs.
Yeah, I didn't know whether to love or hate them. I kind of love their complete like devil may care attitude about it.
Well, you know, and one thing that we do have to keep in mind too is that, you know, there's again a lot of information that doesn't come out, and you know, I call the person, I interview them, the network's interviewing them, on and on and on, and then we get there and we find out, oh my gosh, we've got other things psychologically going on.
Some other issues.
Yeah, I mean, you guys saw the Dennis and Nadine one, you know, can you get my pickle? Remember that one?
Oh,
In the
yeah,
motorhome?
yeah.
You know, there was clearly some other things going
my
on
pickle.
there that, you know, that we couldn't discuss because, again, there's so much that's done that only gets on air that it's not up to us what gets on there.
Yeah.
You know,
You're just there to do your job.
I'm just there to do my job and do whatever I can with the time that I have to help them, because again, on the back end, hopefully they will follow through with treatment. And it's very frustrating. I mean, I definitely have to admit that, we see the ones that go out and then, you see the person's really angry. They're yelling at the doctor. They're yelling at the organizer. They don't want anything to go. And they've got this amazing opportunity, all these amazing resources coming out. And there's not much change when they leave, and they don't take the aftercare services that they're providing too.
Yeah, and they're just shopping again.
And it's so frustrating because in my mind, I think there's one more hoarder out there that could have really benefited from this help that now is probably, because it's an insane amount of money to pay a doctor to drive to somebody's house, to spend the time for an organizer.
Those trucks and everything. Yeah,
absolutely.
Why did you do this? It's interesting to me, anyone who gets involved in, why, as a person, you become are you a psychologist, psychiatrist? I don't know.
Psychologist, yeah.
What would motivate you to do that? Because you have to...
Money.
Nah.
Right?
There's got to be something that makes you want to help people. I don't get it.
Yeah, why would you want to help people?
Nah, but I mean, on that level, though.
No, I know.
My therapist sometimes, how do you listen to this shit?
That's what I mean. I'm not talking about generally helping people, but on that level, I don't get why you would put yourself through that day after day.
Was there something, not to be too psychoanalytical, but was there some person that you couldn't get to that motivates you to, I don't understand it.
That's the irony is I was the black sheep in my class. I basically told everybody I had no interest in sitting around hearing people's problems. I'm going to do forensic psychology. I'm going in the courthouses. I'm going to get the information.
Quincy, you were, psychology, not
yes. Not
What's
Quincy.
that?
I thought it was like Quincy, like forensics. I got very excited.
Well, forensic psychology, basically people that have committed crimes, that are mentally ill, that kind of thing. So I was going to go into the court system, get the facts, write the report, sit in my happy little home office, send it off, and make my money.
More dough on TV, though.
And well, actually, I mean that's this is 12 years later that this Hoarders has come up. But then what happened was I did an internship and I started to work with people that had OCD. And OCD is not about talking it out and going into your childhood. It doesn't mean that those things aren't important. But the bottom line is not all. The majority of it is behavioral. It's getting them to start doing things differently. So when we talk about a hand washer, they have to do what we call the exposure therapy and test out their fear that if they touch something, do something, that they're not going to die or get sick. And compulsive hoarding is very much the same. The idea is if I throw this out, I'm going to regret it. I'm going to have intense anxiety. What if I want it back? That kind of thing. And most of them find that when they actually do it, it wasn't what they expected.
So
bad.
It's so behavioral. It's so active.
It's just amazing that there's this much to say about it, actually. It's just starting to realize you just go on and on about it. Huh?
They're having me back tomorrow.
It's unbelievable.
I've got 3 shows booked.
It's people that can't throw out their socks.
I noticed that she hoards the word irony.
I like.
They should have a celebrity hoarder spin-off,
Celebrity
Queen
hoarder.
Latifah has too many bags of shit lying around the house.
Well, there's been a few candidates.
Really?
Oh, really?
I've got a bunch of old
You know
shirts.
who's a big fan of her show? Ozzy and his wife. That pleases me. Do you know that? Ozzy's a big fan. Loves. Sharon said he can't stop watching Hoarders.
Really?
Makes me very happy.
That's interesting.
Well,
I'm sure.
Ozzy,
I'm curious what it's like to sit in his living room.
I'm telling you, English money. Sharon, I'm sure they have. We've seen enough footage. Just money. They're rich people. Yeah, they don't hoard. They hoard cash. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the difference between someone who's got a lot of money and has the space for everything. So, I don't know. I had heard that Mariah Carey has 10,000 pairs of shoes or some insane amount, and she's got a closet for them. When she walks in, she probably has some kind of system where she knows where to access those shoes.
So that's not really hoarding.
But that's not hoarding because
rich.
it's you got the money, you got the space for it, and there's a system and that kind of thing. Versus the hoarder house where you walk in, there's 10,000 pairs of shoes and you can't find any matches.
Yeah, but the difference is those shoes are among shit.
Yes, they're
that's
covered in
the
bags
point I
of-
made earlier.
Bag of
Mariah Carey has a shitload of shoes, but it's all organized nicely in these big, huge closets, and then in a hoarder's
than a
house,
load of shit shoes.
right? And then there's a pile of shoes with cat carcasses.
Well, and
Yes.
it's rare that you're going to walk into a house and just find one category. All there are just shoes. You're going to find so many.
No, it's
different
everything.
things.
It
It's
seems to be
everything.
laying all over clothes.
Exactly.
How many did Imelda Marcos have? 10,000? That was the obsession with her for years.
Sure.
People remember that 20 years later, that this woman had
Remember her
10,000
for her
pairs of
dumb
shoes.
shoes.
That's it, yeah.
Well, and I don't know. I remember something about, maybe I'm wrong, like financial problems with that. And that's, I think, one of the things that really maddens people, too, when they watch the show and they hear that people, they're in foreclosure or they don't have any money and they're thinking, how can they buy all this stuff, but they don't have money to pay their bills. And again, that's part of the illness, is the difficulty that they have resisting a good deal versus... at the end of the day, paying bills.
I got a good question. I'm a big fan of Twitter. I actually hoard tweets, but there's a guy, Conway Tweety.
Conway Tweety.
No, but he's got something.
Of course he's on Twitter.
But he's got something. He really does. I got a friend who stabbed himself in the arm with a pencil because he couldn't find a photo. What do you think his illness is?
I have no idea.
That's irrational,
you
right?
got me on that one. I typically have an answer
All right.
for everything. But,
this is really something that actually I was setting Jimmy up. Jimmy talked about just that yesterday on the show.
Jimmy was going a little nuts.
He likes getting celebrity photos. That is his thing.
He
even
hoards them.
Even though at this point he's more famous than most of the people he's taking pictures with.
No, I'm not. But I get
a
that
lot
it's-
of the people. You certainly are, Jimmy. You're downplaying it. But he couldn't find a certain photo yesterday, and he got so mad he actually stabbed your arm, right?
No.
Scraped it with an unsharpened
It was an
pencil.
unsharpened pencil.
Let's see the wound.
It's nothing.
No, let's see.
It's nothing.
He took an unsharpened pencil and went, rah! Because he was searching for this photo that he wanted and couldn't find
You get
it.
mad at yourself. You know how it is. You just get. It was an act of anger.
No, you're a cutter.
Well, I was years ago.
With a
but
pencil.
I'm a good boy now.
Were you?
Really?
8 years ago? Yeah.
Well, I was a kid. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was a
Really?
teenager. Yeah.
Cut yourself?
Oh, many times.
Really?
Not in 25 years.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to feel
Glad you got over that.
something,
It
man.
was exactly what it was. Teenage melodrama. Notice me. And I was a douche.
Jimmy, I got to keep going back to you because, one might say, why would you cut yourself? Like
Yes.
that does not make any sense.
Yeah.
So hoarding doesn't make any sense. Why you would take a razor blade or knife and cut yourself, that doesn't make any sense either. But there's an illness aspect to it that people can't understand.
There is. I mean, it's like it's you can't even argue that point because it's like people who drunk drive and fucking. I mean, I know people have done it. It's like nobody wakes up and goes, "All right, today I'm going to drink," and then plow into a family.
Exactly.
But you do.
Exactly.
I hope no one wakes up and says that. That makes it even more devious.
That would be terrible.
Why are you drinking? I'm hoping to hit someone.
And I think we're in a society
Alcoholism
where
joke.
everything really needs to make sense. We
Good
need
way
to
to get a
understand
TV
it.
show.
There needs to be a logical reason why we're doing something, you know? And I think when we can get to a place where sometimes we can understand that it's not so logical. It's not logical for someone to cut on themselves. It's not logical for someone, to get in a car and, be drunk
Stab
as a
themselves
skunk,
with a pencil.
or stab yourself with a pencil, for gosh sakes.
Unsharpened because it sounds irrational the other way.
Yes. As long as it's not sharpened.
I
it's
bit my
fine.
calf. Do you understand how mad I was?
How did you do that?
I realized I couldn't. I was so mad at myself that I actually just picked my leg up and bit my calf.
Let me see how you
Yeah,
can do
I'm
that.
looking for a visual
I'm
on that
trying
one
to
too.
see-
absolutely.
Can you reach?
Well, believe me, I've tried to reach. I've learned that move for other reasons. It never quite worked out.
I got close ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God!
Let me see.
You have a big bruise
Right
and
on,
teeth
dude.
marks.
Now I can relate.
I've got a bit of a drive to my next shoot.
Yeah.
Maybe we should chat a little bit.
We should have a little talk.
No, I can relate to that. I bite between my bicep and my shoulder, and it feels so good when you do it.
Interesting.
I'm not saying that we're normal here, Doc.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
we're all
so
crazy.
We got our
at
issues.
the end of the day,
but I know
you
I have
guys
my
get this
issues.
more
No bags
than
of
you
shit, though.
realize.
Well, that's why the anger.
Yeah.
We got to take it out on somebody.
Yeah. As they say, you point one finger, 3 point back at you.
See,
I say that on dates a lot.
Tom, anything else? You good? You good with the hoarder?
Man, I'm almost afraid to ask another question.
Yeah, you're good. I think you're good.
I think I gotta. I want to talk about what I'm up to these days.
Yes, exactly. We'll do that after.
Michael's
we
pulling me
take
out
a-
of here in 15 minutes.
No,
I think-
that's
Serious?
crazy.
I got to go to the Fox News thing or something like that.
Tom,
So-
this will be the plug tour. Tom's going to be
I
too.
would like to keep talking about it, but I
Tom's
want
at
to-
Comics.
Well, I want to talk
this
about
weekend.
your shirts that you can't get
I know,
rid
but
of.
I know if I
What's up
say
with
one
that?
more thing to you, you're just going to talk for my last 15 minutes.
She's a little worried.
God.
I think that's your hoarding
I'm
thing.
afraid to say anything.
Yeah. A bit wordy.
I want to talk about me for a minute.
You're perfect
filled
for
us in
hoarding
perfectly.
people.
Tom has, what's today?
Should have been a 10-minute interview.
She's
an
filled
hour
us in
later. We're still talking about
perfectly
shit.
on-
in
She's
the
great.
bags.
The
Friday and
show, I
Saturday,
love
October 29, 30. Tom's doing 2 shows a night, comics.
Yeah.
7:30 and 10 p.m. It's Comics New York, COMIXNY.com, and tickets very easy to remember. 212-524-2500 this Friday, Saturday. Are you doing it alone, or are you with other people?
Yeah, I'm doing it alone. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here, though. I mean, because last time it was my first time I played at Comics. I've been on the road for like a year now or something like that, and it's been cool. And thanks, Opie, for coming down to the show
I came last
time. That's
time.
cool. You got to come down this time.
And I fully endorse Tom Green on a comedy stage, man. I loved it, telling old stories and man, Tom Green really, really good.
Tom and I bumped each other at a
Thanks
sushi
for
restaurant.
coming. I really appreciate you come down. I know
you remember that I was there with my 9-month pregnant wife there. Yeah,
no, that was awesome, man.
To support you.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
All
you know,
right.
it's cool, you know, because I
Did you bring me a present?
Present. Well, yeah, I got a bag of shit for you. I don't know.
You want to hang around because we're going to talk to Tom Green now? I didn't know he has to freaking leave like this.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to spend the whole morning with us.
Oh yeah, no.
What time do you have until?
When do I have till? 8:15. Yeah,
We can just keep going.
Yeah,
we don't have to break.
Might as well.
Yeah.
We'll break after.
Break it all.
Break after.
It's cool. And I ran into Jim in the sushi place.
Yeah, the best sushi in the country.
Yeah,
Nozawa.
He goes there too.
Yeah, that's what we saw. I told you we saw each other.
Yeah, it's down at Sushi Nozawa. Ran into you there, and that was
Doesn't
cool.
the guy scare you though with the humpback? The main guy.
Nozawa.
Oh, the main guy. Does he have a humpback? I didn't know.
Yeah, he has a humpback.
He's like the sushi Nazi, right?
He's
Like if
been
you
rolling
order a
back.
California roll at sushi,
He'd probably
Nozawa Hill.
spit on you.
He's been
Okay,
hunched
yeah,
over.
I think you get kicked out of the restaurant if you bring a cell phone in. Yeah. So it's absolutely. But I started a podcast. I started my very first podcast. My very first guest was Bill Burr, who's a friend of you guys.
Yes.
Love Bill Burr. So we had a great. Kevin Smith has this podcast theater, and I've been doing my own little podcast out of there for about 3 weeks now.
Oh wow!
I've been
When do you
hanging out
do
with
it?
Bill Burr quite a bit. He's a good guy. So.
When do you do the podcast?
I do it Tuesday nights when I'm in LA. It's on iTunes. You can download it on iTunes, and
cool.
And you can get it at TomGreen.com.
Yeah,
but it's nice, so it's fun.
Tom's always like you're at the forefront of like having an interview show in your house. I mean, you're a very creative dude when it comes to kind of keeping yourself out there, and your show is extremely creative. You don't seem to take the conventional ways of getting things done.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've always liked the computers. I like the computers. So I mean, when you start putting the video on the computers, I enjoy that. But I think I'm going a little crazy though. I think I'm going a little crazy this year. I've been on the road for a year now since I last saw you guys.
You've been on the road since the last time you were here?
I haven't stopped. I haven't been on the road I've been home a couple. I've been gone nonstop. I did. I don't think I'd gone to Australia yet when I was here last time. Had I? No.
I don't know.
I did a whole thing there. I've been everywhere, and it's.
How was Australia? I've debated going. Are they good?
It was amazing. I had the most amazing tour over there, and it was. But it's been. Yeah, it was great. Australia was great. Everyone's really drunk. The audience is really drunk. They talk to you a lot, though. Very.
Oh, really? Interactive?
Very raucous audiences. Yeah, which is sort of like it changes. It's fun. I got those two kinds of shows that I have. I have shows where people come to the stand-up comedy club and they're coming to see stand-up, and then sometimes if I play more like rock venues and things like that, it's a little more screaming and yelling. So
I can't do shows where they're standing. Like I like them. Like Brewer's an animal. He can do shows in a rock club where they're standing for an hour and murder. I can't do it. And if I do a rock club, I take less money because they have to be seated. Like so, instead of 900 people, it's 350 or 400. I can't do it. Can you do them standing? I can't do them.
I've never done that. Well, I just did a show in Toronto 3 days ago or whatever in Toronto, and we did a show at the club called the Phoenix, and they put seats in. There's normally not seats there, but then people were standing all around the back, so it was kind of like one of those kind of environments.
And I neglected to mention.
I don't mind when people are yelling, though. I kind of like that.
Oh, you like that?
Well, it's just different. I prefer it in just straight stand-up club. Like the best shows I had this year, I think, were at places like San Francisco at Cobb's. I played at
great.
Cobb's,
yeah.
And it's sort of a real stand-up crowd. People listen to you. They're listening to what you have to say.
I like your videos, Tom. Big fan of the videos because you've been on the road for over a year and you're taking videos here and there. Yeah. And the one that made me laugh really hard, you just happened to be in Cleveland when LeBron James announced that he was leaving.
Yeah,
and you were trying to interview people on the street.
Yeah, the city was just nuts. People were just going nuts over there about that. But I make videos. I'm a video hoarder. I shoot videos everywhere I go. If you go to my website, go to TomGreen.com. There's like video every day. I shoot a video every day.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good. They're all right, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to say anything. I feel like Robin's just assessing everything that we're saying and what type of
She'll diagnose all
sicknesses,
of us.
what type of sicknesses we have.
We're very easy. Most of us are very simple. We're not that complicated. We're all fucking. She could probably spend 5 minutes with each one of us. With
and
me,
know our issues.
you got your.
So let's just be clear. So you bite your leg.
It all
stab your arm.
It all comes from having oversized genitals.
It's a big problem, a real big problem.
But no, it's like, we're fucking we're dealing with that level of lunacy or mental illness to be.
Yeah.
This is very mild stuff compared.
See,
to
I think the more I'm doing stand up this year, I've been doing it all year, but I hadn't really done this full time like this. I think, like when I say I'm going crazy, I think I'm really starting to, because you get up on stage every night and you're venting about stuff that you're angry about, right? And then you get angrier and angrier and angrier about the world, and then you start to think, well, I can't be angry on stage because people don't want to see someone who's angry, right? But you sort of, like for instance, this Charlie Sheen thing, for instance, right? You're sitting there, you're looking at this, the guy's on the front page of the paper because he trashes a hotel room, right? And is caught with a bunch of hookers and blow, right? And then you look over at this TV, and then there's Denise Richards was on the TV this morning, right? And then above Denise Richards was the Elliot Spitzer was on the TV this morning,
What a
right?
hero, yes.
And then on your show, it's just a bunch of retards that like just keep a bunch of bags of shit, right? So it's like, what do you have to do to get on television now in this country? You got to either collect a bag of shit or get caught with a prostitute, or that's what's
great. She did not like your assessment, by the way, of her.
Well, he might have.
But that's what's sort of starting to make me. It's starting to make me angry. It just seems like this sort of bad behavior thing. That's we're rewarding bad behavior in our society.
Well, voyeurism is also part of it, I think, because it's not interesting to watch people who are healthy. Like, it's not interesting to watch a guy who gets up and goes to work and has a loving relationship with his wife. I mean, that's better, but who wants to see that shit? I want to watch a guy who gets caught getting blown by that's what made Hugh Grant a star. It was like the fact that he got caught being blown. Please, how many times I've done that? I just never got caught.
I think the other aspect, though, is that Charlie Sheen his career is blowing up in a positive way because
are people watching that show because they like the show, or are they watching the show because he's on the front page of the New York Post trashed? I don't know. I don't find the show that funny. I mean, do people like that show?
I don't like the show.
I mean, it's sort of like some sort of. I guess I don't like that kind of middle of the road stuff.
Yeah, that horseshit sitcom crap.
That horseshit sitcom crap.
I'm
I hate that shit, man. I hate that shit. But people watch it because it's like, oh, there's something. There's like, it's like bugs flying into a lamp. It's like. He's on the cover of the New York Post today because he trashed a hotel room. They sent a private jet for the guy to bring him home to protect the golden boy, right? But it's insanity. I think the whole, we're all going crazy, right? So that's me. I'm losing my mind. That's what I wanted to say. I need help.
It's frustrating, right?
Yeah, it's frustrating
because you want to be on TV doing some real shit.
Listen, I started my show on a public access station, and I was wanted to do sort of a David Letterman type of thing, and I'm like, well, no one's ever going to pay any attention to this, so I went and sucked milk out of a cow's udder, And then they're like, oh, what the hell? There's a guy sucking milk out of a cow's udder on TV. Everybody look at that. Then they looked at that, and then they sort of see some of the cool things, the funny things you're doing in the background. But at the end of the day, you sort of realize you got to do something really fucking wrong in order to get on television in this country. Everybody on TV is either Lindsay Lohan, there's people getting DUIs, people getting thrown in prison,
Very true.
I think
very true.
But it's a statement.
Voyeuristic society.
It's a statement on us, not the celebrities, because they're just doing what they've always been doing. But it's the neediness of the public or the sick fascination with it. Because why can we not look like? Why can we not get enough of Tiger Woods? Why can we love watching people's personal lives fall apart.
It's also because we have like 500 channels now, all these different media outlets. There's so much competition that people have to go to the sensational stuff. Right?
Well, the media is also, it's very so cliche to blame the media, but they have become disgusting where it's not about getting the story right, it's about getting it first. And, they're ratings driven. I think years ago it wasn't about, maybe it always was on some level, but the news departments weren't supposed to make money. But now that that's the whole franchise, they're making money.
They have to keep
They have to keep viewers, keep ratings, because that's how the advertising dollars roll in.
So they bullshit the news to you every day.
And but they still have the whole thing of, well, we're the news, so we get away with more.
Right.
When it comes to the FCC, they have more lenience with content, even though they're driven just like sitcoms are, which is kind of
Doc,
crappy.
we're really smart.
Yeah, and I just canceled my Facebook page. You on Facebook?
Why?
I just canceled my Facebook because that's driving me crazy. I can't stand that thing.
Why were you obsessed?
I canceled my Facebook. Canceled it. It's driving me crazy. Too many people. So I'm off that. I think everybody should cancel their Facebook. That's my new.
I minimize
rant
mine to people I know.
Yeah.
Just my friends.
What got to you, Tom? Something got to you.
I just think that, you know,
The haters?
I still get lots of haters on my website, so that's no problem.
As long as you're getting the haters, yes.
No, I think it's actually just because I have a general problem with social media now. It's not even about my personal one because I didn't really go on it that much, but I've been talking about how I'm sort of anti-social media now, and I've been talking about this a lot on stage, and I started realizing after my shows, people would come up to me and saying, well, you got a Facebook page. I mean, how can you be ranting about that? So I was feeling like a hypocrite, so I
get rid of it.
Get rid of it, yeah.
I think the social media is going to turn into something way better than it is right now.
Are you tweeting?
I'm still tweeting, yeah.
Oh,
See, I love Twitter, though. It's great.
You're a hypocrite.
It's a way to tell jokes to 50,000 people at one moment.
It's Facebook specifically.
You really?
Yeah, I think people got to cancel it.
You don't like when people invite you to a pillow fight?
I don't think married people should be on Facebook. I think if you're married, you got to cancel your Facebook.
Because it's all just about having sex or something?
Yeah, I just don't think, you know, I just think it was a better system back in the 70s. You have one telephone in your house. That's the way you communicate with the outside world. One phone, that's it. Facebook, you get information coming from all sides. You get these secret messages coming in the background from ex-girlfriends. And
yeah, you can find people that you never would have seen in your life ever again.
People that you never want to see ever again. Either.
Yeah. There was no way you would ever see anybody, and of course, cell phone. You're accessible all the time, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Now,
but you don't have to answer the phone like you used to either. Years ago, your fucking house phone would ring. Hello, oh, it's you again. This way, they just send you a message. You don't read it. So I kind of like it because even though they can contact you more easily,
you don't have to call them back,
and you don't have to deal with
that.
See, that's my problem. That's actually why I canceled my Facebook right there. You just made me jog my memory to why I canceled. Because everyone sends you the message, and then you look at it, and they know you've seen it, but you don't want to respond to it, and then you're like suddenly an asshole for not responding to them. Or if you don't have the Facebook at all, then they can't get the message to you.
Or you can just write back, cool, LOL, send. Just send them some bullshit message back and then just be really dismissive, and then they stop.
Once again, Tom Green's going to be at Comics.
Yeah, Comics this weekend, Friday and Saturday night. Come see my show.
I'm going to come by and see you because I'm in the city this weekend.
Oh, great. Awesome.
I'm happy that you're back in New York.
Oh, yeah. You want to jump up and do a set?
Oh.
If I'm allowed.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I want to get yelled at.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Have you come down?
You know what I liked about seeing you at Comics? You talked about Drew Barrymore. I was scared to bring it up on the show last time you were here.
Oh yeah,
you're very open about your.
God,
you stopped talking about it.
Stopped talking about that. Yeah.
Oh, you moved on.
Stop talking about it.
Well, you know, it was. I didn't.
But you were very open about it. Yeah. It was kind of cool to hear.
You know, it was kind of like
talk about it.
I think what was going on there was it's the first year of doing stand up like this, and I think in the beginning there was sort of an insecurity that I had where if I jump up on stage, you know, I was thinking, oh, this is the gorilla in the room or something. I'm going to have to, you know, no pun intended, I'm going to have to say something about this, right, in order to in order to get out of the way. But I've realized now that it's just a downer. You know, it's just a downer getting up talking about being divorced and stuff. So I've stopped talking about that altogether.
Okay.
And you know, I've gotten a lot more confident on stage. You know, and since then, and you know, I've just decided, you know, I'm just going to keep it positive. I'm going to talk about funny stuff and stuff that you know is.
He's losing his
on my mind. I'm losing my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
you should.
I see it.
But
I see it now.
As I move forward,
you're losing your mind.
Yeah, no, I know. Well,
just film it. Film it right to the end.
I've been losing my mind for years.
There's a way to process it though, where it does get frustrating, and you feel like when you start to notice everything and it starts to make you very angry, it's like you want to just go on stage and fucking bottleneck and explode. But there's a way to. Colin's really great at that. Colin Quinn at taking things that I know make him want to bite people's face. I know he wants to physically attack some of these people he's talking about.
Right.
But don't let it block what you're doing on stage, and he's the best at that.
But I think what's happening with you've been on the road too long.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break next week. I'm going to take 2 weeks off. Then I'm going up to East Coast of Canada. I'm going to do Nova Scotia, 4 shows up there, and then I'm taking a month off.
It gets old, right? The road?
No, I've been loving it. It's been fun actually, but it's just a little tiring sitting on planes all the time. My back hurts.
Right.
You know, but actually I have a great time. It's been an amazing year. It's been probably the most exciting year I've had in a long time.
And you're a big hockey fan, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You know,
Toronto, I would assume.
Ottawa Senators, although I am wearing a Maple Leafs jersey right now, to be honest with you.
T-shirt underneath.
Yeah, which is bizarre, but that's because I was just in Toronto and I ran out of laundry. So I picked up a Maple Leafs jersey.
Should have brought some
of
those tiny shirts you have in your closet.
Literally, that's being on the road. Yeah. You know, you're on the road, I'm living out of a tiny suitcase, I ran out of laundry, I picked up a Leafs jersey at the airport, but actually I'm a Senators fan. I mean, the fact that I'm wearing this right now, oh my God, I'm gonna get beat up next time I go home.
I shouldn't have brought it up then. The doc is starting to feel sorry for you, by the way, Tom. You probably shouldn't have said that shitbag thing over over and over again because she could have helped you.
You know, you're crazy, but you know, I hear that you're starting to get a lot more focused and figure out where you're headed and what you really want and what makes you happy.
Yeah,
and,
no, I think so.
You know, and I think that's a good thing.
It's a nice thing. It's a great thing being on the road. Very independent little world that I've stumbled into here.
I can't go out for a long time. I mean, because basically the radio show, but even when I wasn't on, I go out for a weekend and come home. I never like to be gone for maybe 10 days. I never like to be gone for a month. I don't know how comedians do that. I
think it's just because it's my, probably the first year of really doing it. I'm just having so much fun writing and really kind of, I've become very addicted to it.
Yeah.
That's cool. I've taken a week off here and there, and then I take a week off, and I start to kind of get really antsy, and then once I get back to the airport, I start to feel, home again.
You get lonely, Jimmy? You get lonely?
No, but I get bored. The road's boring. I like to go on stage in New York. I like to come back and do the Cellar every night or do stand-up New York or whatever club I want to go on at. I would rather come back and work on material than just be out. 3 or 4 days. What are you going to do? Thursday through Sunday, then you're off Monday, Tuesday. What do you do?
That's the one
Eat
thing.
a TGI Friday. It stinks.
That's the one thing that's hard when you're traveling so much. It's hard to stop and actually write new ideas and things like that.
Yeah, and go up on a Monday. It's good to go up on a Monday and do 15 minutes and tape. You tape every set, right? Of course you do.
Yeah, we've actually, and then that's the other thing. I'm traveling with my friend Tony, and we're bringing like 5 cameras with us, and we shoot everything multi-camera, and we're making sort of all sorts of web videos.
That's
and
cool. Yeah.
So
you know,
I got hundreds of hours of That's the cool thing about this day and age. We got a 4 gigabyte hard drive with us. We're shooting hundreds of hours of video, literally, because we're shooting 5 cameras of every set.
Oh wow!
4 sets a week, and we're shooting like 60 hours of footage every week. So it's just.
Do you feel you need so much footage?
Well,
he's hoarding footage.
I'm telling you, he's a video hoarder.
If we took away one of those cameras,
I'm a video hoarder for sure.
Would that be?
Well, I do a lot of improv on stage, and I just think that sometimes, whenever we don't tape the set, I think, oh man, that was that,
the
funny
fear
moment.
of not having something, like the irrational fear.
Where I went off the person in the front row.
Yeah,
it's gone. Yes. It's like it didn't even exist. If I don't videotape it, it feels like it didn't even happen.
Oh boy, you have some issues.
Yeah, Tom has to capture every moment.
Yes.
Tom's got to go.
Yeah.
I
don't want to go. I don't
want to go.
TV.
You should come back.
TV.
We blow off the other interview, or
we have. What time do we have Huey Lewis?
It's not cool to do that.
Don't blow off Fox.
Why don't you try to come back if you're in town for the next few days?
Oh yeah,
absolutely do that.
I don't want to put the pressure on, but if you want to come back, we'd love to have you.
Oh no, anytime.
The hoarder lady will be gone, so don't worry about that.
Oh, leave Robin alone.
We love Robin. Robin is.
To be honest with you, I leave tomorrow. I'm tomorrow.
Yeah.
I fly to Arizona.
Wow.
Do a show at Arizona State University, and then I fly back for my shows this weekend. So.
Oh, okay. So I'll be here Thursday.
So I'll be here back. Am I back Thursday or? I'm back Friday.
Your only shows, Tom, are here. Comics New York. It's Friday and Saturday. This October 29, 30. 7:30, 10 p.m. That's a busy time around there too because Halloween is coming up. So that fucking area is mobbed.
I might bring a Halloween costume every night.
Right.
So yeah, come wear costumes. Don't cover your faces though. I want to see your faces. I don't want a crowd full of people wearing like rubber masks or something.
If you had my audience, you would. Yeah. 212-524-2500. And it's TomGreen.com. Or the website is Comics New York, which is one word, COMIXNY.com. And Tom, just hilarious dude, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend.
Oh, great. I'm glad you could come down.
And
awesome.
Before we go to break, of course, the doctor giving us great radio today. Robin, I don't know how to say your last name.
Zazio,
I'm sorry.
No worries.
Hoarders on A&E Mondays at 10 p.m., 9 Central. And we all love the Hoarders show.
Yes. Hey, Jim, if you come to a late show, and then we'll drink afterwards.
I don't drink.
Yeah, I've kind of trying to quit too, but I'll have a beer.
Oh, I can't. Tom, one's too many. 1,000's not enough.
We'll have a Coca-Cola. We'll have a Coca-Cola then. You can have a Coca-Cola.
That I can do.
Yeah.
Although I'm trying to avoid aspartame now, so I'd be happy to have a bottle of water. I've really turned into a queer. Haven't I?
Come to a late show. We'll have a bottle of water, and
I'll be happy just to read Zen and jerk you off. I really suck.
Well, definitely come to a late show.
Sorry you had to hear that, Doctor. She's very responsible. Definitely come to.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we're gonna take a break and figure this out. So stay there.
The Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus. Sirius XM.
All right. I want to thank Tom Green for stopping by again. I like him, man. I like the Tom Green. The original Jackass.
Exactly.
He was doing the Jackass stuff before the Jackass guy.
He was doing all the stunting.
He sure was, man.
And what not.
We got Huey Lewis coming in today.
Huey Lewis in the news.
It's MTV Day today on the
Yeah,
Opie
right?
Anthony Show. We had fun with him last
Old
time,
school.
though. That's why
Yeah.
we're having him back.
Huey's a good egg.
What is he promoting?
I guess he's got a new album. Does he have a new album, or is it a greatest hits thing, or brandy new? Is it just him, or is it the news also?
Huey is long rumored to have a very large penis. There's your fun
Who said
fact of
that?
the day.
Wow.
Do we ask him about his big, giant hog?
I don't know. I guess.
I think you guys did back in like
we did?
2005 when he was in.
Yeah,
I'm
we
pretty
asked
sure.
him that once.
I don't remember.
We could ask him if it got any bigger, I guess.
You might as well.
Gravity.
What else is going on? What else is going on? Oh, your Yankee fans there fucked it up, man. You're not going to get Cliff Lee next year.
Well, I think
You can't
Cliff Lee,
spit on his wife
I think he
and
understands.
expect the Yankees to sign, her husband.
Excuse me, it's a compliment to spit on the wife of a pitcher.
Really?
Because it means he's so good that he's aggravating the fans so much that you feel compelled to spit on his wife. He'll be in pinstripes.
Cliff Lee will?
Yeah.
We said this last year and it didn't happen.
Well, after he'll be there this year.
No, he won't.
You don't
Yankees
think
are
so?
on the decline. He wants to be with
What?
the winner. Yeah,
What?
It's over for you guys. A-Rod sucks.
Is that
a dick.
it?
A-Rod sucks.
Damn it.
He was. He finally did something last year in the playoffs, but he's back to being what we all remember A-Rod doing, choking
Yeah.
in the fucking playoffs.
He thought he was going to be able to ride out last year for 2 years. It doesn't work that way.
And Derek Jeter getting up there a little bit.
Derek is still an amazing player.
I hope he resigns with the Yankees. As a sports fan, it would be nice to see one player
he's re-signing.
do his whole career with one team.
He's re-signing.
Very
There's
rare
no-
that happens.
There's no chance he's going anywhere else.
What do you got in the World Series?
First of all, who's playing? That's how much interest I have in the World Series. I could care less.
The Giants with the guy that dyes his beard or goatee very black.
That looks like a fake beard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like
That's
he's
his
wearing
thing.
a disguise.
It's his thing, I guess.
Disguise.
On Fox and Friends or one of these horseshit news programs, they just had one of their guys do it.
Oh, do that?
Yeah, because you got to relate to the World Series any way you can.
Great.
I go Giants. Fuck it.
I'm going to go Texas. I say Texas.
Going Rangers.
Texas in 6.
I don't really need to watch that.
No?
Nah.
No, I say Texas in 5.
I don't need to watch the World Series.
I don't know. Don't expect the Giants to get there, though. Everyone thought it was going to be Philly.
Texas in 5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got hockey to watch. I got the Jets to watch.
Texas in
I
1.
don't need the World Series. You guys need the World
I'm not
Series.
going to watch it.
I got 2 strong teams and other fucking sports to follow.
Hockey. I
There
wish I
isn't
liked
even
it.
an outrage about the World Series being on and Fox not being on Cablevision.
No.
There's no outrage about that because no one really gives a flying fuck about the World Series
I don't know
here in
about that.
New York.
Oh, here in New York.
Here in New York. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, well, I don't get Cablevision. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I'm going to take you to a hockey game, Jimmy. I'm going to try to turn you. Would you go to a hockey game?
Maybe. I heard the live ones are pretty
What
good.
do you mean maybe? It's a hang. Me and you hanging.
I would
it's
hang
not
with
about
you, sure.
It's
I don't
not
know if I
about
go to
the
a
actual
hockey
game.
All right.
Why not?
I might be scared. What if somebody beats me up?
You're not going to get beat up.
What if people don't like me?
They'll like you.
I want to be very popular in the hockey game.
I'll get you some cotton candy. And the Capital One popcorn is terrific.
There's no lettuce and tomato on my. Who got with my sandwich?
Oh, no.
The way it's going today, probably Stevie. He's fucked up everything else today. Probably got your sandwich.
He's also the only intern, I think.
Maybe Kenny didn't tell him.
Where's Stevie?
Oh, hold on. Steve's not having a good day.
Why isn't he having a good day?
Messing up everything.
Because he's blind.
I ain't playing this shit.
What are you talking about?
I'm not playing this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, nah, it's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Yeah.
I have no lettuce and tomato on my sandwich.
Oh, well, you can have the tomato
Dry.
that Danny didn't ask for, but he got on his sandwich.
All right, so you messed it up a little bit.
Stevie messes up everything.
Oh, San Fran's catchphrase is "Fear the beard." Thank you, Footer, for that. Don't have time to go to you right now.
Look, who are they singing that
Fear
to?
the beer.
Oh, it's the
Carol
Giant
Brady.
the Giants pitcher. You missed it.
My wife. Yes. Haven't had a Steve reference in a while. Fear the beer.
There's no lettuce and tomato on my sandwich.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Kenny, whose fault was that?
My mistake.
who got the sandwich?
Kenny might not have told him though.
Who got the sandwich?
It's my mistake.
But who went? Was it Stevie?
No.
Oh, okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Stevie doesn't have the security clearance for food.
There is such a thing, by the way.
Stevie
You
doesn't
gotta
have
be
security.
No, you got to be here a while for Kenny
That
to
is
trust you
true.
with the food
Yeah,
for the guys.
Yeah. But besides that, there was another mistake made on that order.
What?
If you notice your beverage.
This is a Diet Coke. Who made that mistake? You?
No, I know that the lettuce and tomato was an oversight on my part.
Boo!
But somebody else bought a regular Coke instead of a Diet Coke.
Oh.
So I thought like you wanted your sandwich like right away because by now I would have had time to replace it for Diet, but I grabbed you a Diet Ginger Ale.
That's okay. Who got the regular Coke? Was it the broad?
The broad.
You know,
my God.
Was it the chick?
They all work to the best of their abilities.
Who was it?
The best of their disabilities.
Yeah.
Was it the broad?
Okay.
Okay, you got him. You cracked him.
It was you?
Kenny couldn't take the interrogation. Okay.
I hate your happiness right now.
I know. Look at his smile. It's
Why are you so
big.
happy, Kenny?
It's a very big smile.
No, because, the buck stops here.
The schmuck stops here.
I know.
Yeah.
I wish the bumper did.
Is the Hoarders doc here still? We forgot to show her the drawer where you're collecting all the fucking little
the
ketchups
condiments
and stuff.
He's a condiment hoarder.
Are you still collecting the condiments?
I was going to say, hey, Doc, I have a hard time making friends, you motherfucker. Can you help me?
That old gag.
Yeah, that's a friend of
That's
mine
a
used
good
to
one.
say that joke.
So who went for the sandwich?
A trustworthy intern. It was just a minor mistake.
What set of genitals does this intern have? Cock or cunt?
Oh, you got a 50-50 chance there of guessing.
I think it's a girl.
Yeah,
She's usually very good.
I know she is.
Yeah. It was just a miscommunication. And when there's a miscommunication, it's the sender's fault, not the receiver's.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. How's your headache, Anthony?
Oh, it's good now.
Good. I'm
The
glad to hear that.
Excedrin works. I wish it was Excedrin PM.
Right.
Because then I could have, taken a nap or something.
Right.
No. No. Yeah, dummy. What a dolt. That kid really is stupid. Stevie. There is a line that has to be drawn between entertaining intern and functional. I do understand, he's entertaining at times.
I had to have a talk with Stevie in the office just before.
Did ya?
Yeah, because it's like every day. And I had to give him that whole look. No one's ever going to give you any more responsibilities until you can get the very basic things correct and consistent. He didn't like, he just sat there with his head down,
He's not
looking
going
at
to
the
get
floor.
smart overnight.
No. Here's what he's going
We purposely hired a dummy. Why don't we understand
Well, I
that?
understand that, but there's a problem when all you do is hire dummies.
We hire one dummy.
One per shift is okay, but any more than that is
it
become a
starts
problem.
upsetting the...
Yeah, and then there's the interns.
But he's not going to get smart.
No, he's going to end up... Here's what his life is going to be. He's going to end up in a trade, either a roofer or something, like a helper or something.
See. Not even that. He's
No?
going to be
How's he
stocking
gonna
the shelves in a grocery
Right.
store.
You think
How's
that's
he gonna
it? He's
climb
gonna-
the ladder?
I mean, like a
about-
helper, though.
I think he'll get an on-air job someday.
Oh, stop it.
He's good at sports.
He's the guy who's cleaning up the McDonald's tables, like slowly.
Yeah,
and just kinda...
That's going to be him.
He's going to be a Walmart greeter.
A Walmart greeter could be
He doesn't
that.
have Down syndrome.
like
He's just
crazed.
blind.
No, he's kind of stupid, too.
Hey, he would never know who to greet.
He's
Be waving to shopping carts.
greeting a robber. Someone comes in with a gun. Hello,
Welcome to Walmart.
Hey, he's an idiot.
We're overlooking the obvious.
Yes?
He could become a Sirius XM executive.
Oh, whoa!
That's pretty strong.
Bleep that out, please.
You're scared for your job, aren't you? They don't like jokes.
Yeah, since I'm not signed yet.
They hate jokes down the hall. God forbid we make jokes on this show at their expense.
That coming from the guy that gets cereal.
I'm a good fetcher.
Best fetcher
Coffee
around.
boy.
Coffee.
I moved up from piss catcher.
Not in my eyes.
All right, what do we got going on, man?
Shit.
We got Huey Lewis coming in a few minutes. Here's Stevie outside the. Why is he?
I like the fact that Conan is saying he's going to do his bits, and if they want to sue him, they can. Like the masturbating bear. He's like, what are they going to do?
Oh, really?
Sue me? Yeah, I kind of. I'm just reading that. I
It's
respect
about
that.
time someone does that.
I respect that. Yeah.
Stevie.
I'm gonna prove you all wrong.
Oh,
I'm gonna
shit.
prove-
That's what they say before they shoot everybody
How about-
in the workplace.
How about I'm gonna
you
prove
wrong.
to you that I'm a good intern because I'm going to bring something very good to the show Friday.
What, your retirement papers?
But I am not. No,
Or
I'm
whatever
not
that
telling
is,
you what it
tender
is.
Resignation.
Your retirement
Your
papers.
retirement papers.
You wish.
He's 19.
You're going to bring something to the show Friday.
Yes, I
That
am.
is going to negate everything that you have done up to this point.
Does anyone else know about this, Stevie?
Yeah, Sam does.
Of
and
course
I think,
Sam
and I think a
does.
handful of the interns know too. But
We only have a handful. We have 2 interns, dolt.
Exactly.
To him, it's 4.
Yeah, that's true. He thinks there's a crowd out there.
Right.
How do you hire so many twins?
Sam, is it a good thing that he's bringing Friday?
Dummy.
Yeah, what are you going to do besides, are you going to shave your Amish beard on Friday? We hate it.
Sam, whatever it is, I know he has faith in it. I don't know what he has planned for Friday.
Yeah.
What are you going to do Friday?
Selective amnesia again with Sam. I can't. I'm not.
What's old velour head doing?
Should I tell him?
Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
We're going to forget as soon as you tell us, so you might as well.
Me and Sam decided.
Sam
that-
and I. Sam and I.
Sam and I decided
me and Sam.
it would be a good idea Friday. I'm going to bring my mother in to visit the studio.
Can we fuck
Sam
her?
said that she should come on.
So we pointed her womb and boo.
Why would you do that?
It's your mom.
It wasn't my idea. It was someone else's idea. And then Sam's like, oh, yeah, you should do that.
What kind of lady is she?
Stevie came in looking for attention, as he always does, saying,
I want to bring your dad and screw your mom. Your
Oh,
dad
great.
is what fucked you up.
I want to watch him beat you up like he
no.
does at home.
Please, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, he
your
looks
dad
down
in.
and it gets serious.
What does
when
your
he-
dad look like? Like, if you had a picture of celebrity that he looks like, who would it be?
I've had cousins that have confused him for Santa Claus. Like little cousins says, "Is that Santa Claus?"
So is he like a biker-looking guy?
No,
Does he have a big
he's-
white beard and he's fat?
He looks old for it's like he's 53, but he looks older than that. He's pretty
how
much
old?
he's 53, but he looks way older. Like he's almost completely bald. He's completely gray full beard and mustache, and he's got a gut that's like out to here. I mean, he really looks like Santa Claus. Like it's no joke.
Does he drink?
No.
So why the big beer belly?
He's just
He gets his high from
He's
beating you.
pretty fat.
That's it, right?
I guess.
You don't like your dad at all?
I hate him.
You hate him.
Hate him.
Are they divorced, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're divorced. Does your mom have a new man in her life?
Not at the moment.
Really? Not at the moment.
Not at the
Uh-oh. Does she date a lot?
Not so much lately.
What do you mean?
But
She
well,
did?
Well, for a little bit, but
Uh-oh.
she's just been, taking it easy right now.
What kind of guys was she bringing over? Young studs, young bucks.
What color?
Yeah, what color?
Baby
Does she
shade.
date outside of her race?
One time, right after they split up, she brought home a Spanish guy,
Oh, nice unclipped
and
cock.
he was
Yeah.
and but
A
we
barrio
would
thug. Giving her a fucking a deep dicking while he kept his shirt buttoned in the top button.
Barrio thug. With that net on his hair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Holmes.
Holmes, hey. He's sticking gang signs up her.
Sorry.
So
No
she
disrespect.
dated a Spanish guy.
Yeah, big young dick.
Yeah.
Giving her.
But me and my sisters weren't crazy about that, so
Why
we
not?
we drove him away.
Had you drive him away?
We showed him how fucked up our family was, and he's like, "Okay, I'm out."
Wow, you gotta have a fucked up family.
Well, yeah.
Really?
Well, what we did was we
Chase a
dragged
Spanish guy away.
we dragged my dad over to where my mom was living at the time and made like a whole scene, and he was there and he saw it and he's like, "I'm getting out of here." So we basically
Was he younger?
Oh yeah, like
How much?
Like I think like 20 years.
You cockblocked your mom getting some young dick after your awful dad? Why?
Because it was really soon after they split up, and we were still pretty young at that point, and we couldn't handle
my mom having somebody else besides our dad as a.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Even though
you probably fucked her really well, though.
Yeah,
I don't.
Did you ever a good one?
I don't want to think about.
Do you ever
that.
wonder if you fucked her really well?
I don't want to wonder about that.
Any guys that you've liked that have she's dated?
No, I haven't liked anyone. It's like she brings like she's brought home like these really like no one likable like
no one likable
like it's either they're really weird or they're like just
You want to have sex with your mom?
No, I don't.
Cheryl Tiggs. Hello.
No, it's not.
Hello, Cheryl Tiggs.
No.
Now I know what it's all about.
No.
And you're cock blocking your mom.
Right. I don't want to admit it.
You can admit it. You're among
Admit
friends.
I don't.
You sure though?
What's she look like?
Have you ever thought about it?
No.
You have, yeah. I see.
No. Not at all. No. Sam, no. I don't want to.
Oh, why are you
My
getting all
mom-
excited? You sure? Some feelings coming up?
No. But see, the thing is that we're really close to my mom, and we just close. No, it's not.
Why did your dad mistreat your mom?
He mistreated everyone in the family.
I
That's
don't
why.
want to go down this road.
That's why.
That's so depressing. That's why they're all close. It's a little
Yeah.
nest thing happening.
Oh, what's
They're all
going on?
They're all protecting each other. I can't. I can't do it anymore. I can't do that shit.
Do what?
His father was a complete fucking asshole. Mistreated the mom and the kids. So the mom and the kids are very protective of each other and very close.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like. But it sounds like mom's kind of dragging home guys just to fucking have sex.
Mom's
with.
looking for some dick. So what?
Mom's looking for
She's
some
trying
dick.
to.
God bless her.
She's trying to find a.
I don't
She's
want
trying
to
to
make it
find
sound
a
like she's.
father for her fucking half retarded
No.
kids.
She wants to have. She wants that feeling of. when a guy bottoms out.
Have you ever heard your mom getting a dicking?
No.
You've never heard her
Thank
moaning?
God, no.
You live in the same house. She brings guys home. Come on.
Not
come on.
all.
Don't lie.
I don't
want
want to make it sound like she's dating all the time. She dates on and
whatever.
on and
You've
off.
heard it.
You ever
heard
smell
it.
fucking in the house?
Ew.
Like
no.
you walk in
on.
and it just smells like body.
No, my mom's very.
Fess up.
She will not let any of that stuff happen in our house because.
What? She doesn't have sex in her house?
Was she
won't.
fucking in the car?
Yeah,
She's-
what's she doing?
She
I
might
like
be
Mom.
doing.
Danny just pulled up
no,
a picture of a
that's
your
black
mom?
guy.
That's
banging
not my
some
mom.
Stevie,
white
that's your
chick.
mom?
No, it's not.
What's that about?
Oh
Your mom fucks black guys?
no,
That's fine if she
No.
does.
It's a picture of it.
No, I've never seen her with a black man.
Why are we
but-
bringing his mom in? That's
Why
weird.
would I got a rod right now? I love his
All
mother.
right, we'll figure it out. Is there an 80s song that'll make you feel better, Stevie? You've taken a beating today.
Yeah.
You're a big 80s
I'll be,
music fan.
I'll be fine.
How about that Huey Lewis one she likes? I want a new cock.
Stevie, what song will make you feel better right now?
No, I'm good. I'm fine.
What
I
80s
don't-
song?
I don't need a song.
Why don't you give us one so we can do a bit?
Oh, safety dance.
Oh, God.
I'm just
safety.
something that.
Just wants to be safe.
He wants to be safe, yeah.
And he wants to dance with his mom.
All right,
while we
Highway
know
to the Danger Zone. You like that one, Opie?
No, I don't.
Oh, wow.
What are you getting at?
We're singing it. We know the song.
Yeah, you can just say
I'm your only
Yeah.
friend in this room.
Yeah, you
that
better
was smart.
fucking- You better be
that
careful.
was smart.
You know,
I actually tapped out of your
You'll release the
horseshit
Kraken.
life.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm
What's
just,
the youngest guy she's ever brought home, would you say?
probably the Spanish guy. He was like
How old?
early 30s.
Early
Oh
30s?
wow! So
How
did it
old is
bother you
she?
that she was fucking a high school
Well,
student?
It was like late 20s.
Brought to prom.
Oh, fucking A. Brilliant. God
Very
damn.
good. Give him the safety dance.
Holy shit, Jimmy. So there it is. There. Now you can hear it. So it was him. And how old is your mom?
52.
She's 52.
She must
was
look good
banging some
still.
early 30s guy. Hey, look, it's Tom Green on TV.
What does she look like?
She's no, she's like my height, and she's like
Is she frumpy like you?
Yeah.
no,
She-
she's a
she
little
all doughy
she's a
and
little
dumpy?
skinnier.
She fat and dumpy
No,
and doughy and out of
she's
shape
not-
and
no.
fucking a
She's not
mess.
fat. She's not fat. I mean,
Oh.
she's all right, but you know, like
Is she aight?
she's like love hand, like a little. Like,
Yeah, love handles.
she's a little bit, but like you don't notice it that much.
More
Like,
of the cushion for the pushing.
no, it's not. It's really not. She's like skinny.
She have a
fat.
nice ass.
No, I don't look. I don't.
Well,
no,
you know,
no,
if
no.
you were not her son,
Exactly.
would you look at her
She have
ass
camel
and think
toe?
she had a good ass?
Look, Stevie, my mom had nice boobies when I was growing up. You can notice that they're nice boobies. Doesn't mean you want to suck on them.
Yeah.
What's your mom's best?
I didn't say.
What's your
that I
mom's
wanted
best
to.
feature? Her ass?
Yeah. What did you say?
I don't
Her camel
think
toe?
of
What is
my
it?
mom in that way.
What
It's
did the
gross.
young Hispanic man like about your mom?
Yeah.
Was it her
I don't know.
badonka-donk?
Did he smack her ass and say that she had junk in her son's bedroom and she meant you? So the trunk. Because you're junk.
Because you're junk.
I'm joking.
Oh, shit.
What is he doing?
He's got his.
We're going to get a picture of her?
Yeah.
All right, well...
It'd be funny if she was like, she was like in fucking. She had like a well,
or not.
or not. Yeah, but
Play a good Two Eyes Blind song for him.
Marshall Tucker, can't you see?
Can't you see?
Where's the mom picture, Stevie? You got one in your wallet?
Come on.
No, I don't carry one in my wallet.
Next to the unused condom. That dried up fucking cracker. Do you carry a condom with you?
No, but
No hope, right?
I actually have condoms in my bag that I carry here.
In your bag?
Yeah.
Bags in your
but
bag?
E-Rock
Why?
gave them to me. E-Rock gave them to me because it was one of the few days that I actually didn't like screw up, so he gave me like a prize.
Why? You don't use them? Do you jerk off in them? What do you do?
No, I just have them. You never know when you're gonna need them, so I keep them around.
No, you know. You're not.
Well, I can be hopeful.
You've gotten close to getting laid lately? What?
Not lately, but
Ever?
you don't.
Yeah, no. Your mom?
No.
Terrible. Of course not. Oh, my God.
So how many times did you hear her? How did you hear her? How many times did you hear her and the Spanish guy?
You know you've heard.
Come on. Yeah, I know you heard at least once.
I haven't. No, I never heard them doing anything like moaning or anything. Like I only heard them like they would be like talking like in the other room, but like nothing.
Did you ever hear him moaning and what sounded like her eating a fruit roll up?
She refused to do anything if we were in the house.
You're lying.
No,
you don't
because
know.
she knew.
Or she's lying. Your mom has had sex in your house. Stop it.
Okay, well, not when we've been around.
How do you know?
She might have.
How do you know? Where was the Spanish guy at night?
doesn't-
What did he leave? Did he go home at night? He spent the night, right?
I can't. Maybe.
So yes,
maybe.
they went to bed. They went in the same bedroom. What do you think they were doing in there?
No,
What do you think they do over there, McDonald?
His mom was drinking what looks like a milkshake, I'll tell you that much.
That's my new favorite line from Fargo.
Now I have to get it.
I know. McDonald. Yeah, so she's had sex while you've been in the house. Why are you in denial?
Because I don't have anything to prove that. I have never heard
You don't
anything.
need it. What kind of proof is there?
Can you bring her?
Watching your mom do the fucking tight shuffle walk to the bathroom so it don't trip down her
Here's
leg?
the proof.
Which it should have with you.
Oh, where her knees are together and her little feet are pitter-patting so the load doesn't go all over the floor.
And you hear in the bathroom a little whoops.
She doesn't want her blind son slipping.
Yes, there's the proof.
On
And
that-
she brought a young guy home.
Yes,
to
young
her house
Hispanic.
where her blind son lives. Of
Yes.
course, she fucked him.
Yeah, she fucked them.
Could you bring your mom's
fucked 'em.
sheets in?
Yeah, bring the sheets in.
No.
We'll fucking go over it
Please?
with the black light.
Yeah, can we do that? Just rip them off the bed.
An African American light.
She can't know about this. So,
See, if she's been with black guys. Yeah. Can we do that?
Her bed sheets?
No, her clan sheets.
I think I have audio from that afternoon when your mom brought that guy over.
Do you, Dan?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
really?
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Let's listen.
I would love to. Isn't that it?
Did you hear this?
Yeah, gimme.
This is stupid.
You're gonna cry? Just drool. Look up at me when the... Yes, I'm gonna make your eyes water, you bitch. Give me.
Isn't that it?
Mom, I gotta go to the station now. I gotta go to my internship, Mom.
More.
Mom,
More. Are you puking?
are you okay?
Come on.
Oh my God, that's fucking Brandon.
Why? You know who that is?
My buddy, yeah.
course he is.
We've had Brandon on. The hardcore one, right?
That's it.
Yeah, Brandon Iron.
Mommy, I'm gonna go to my internship now.
I know what I'm doing to you.
Do you need Pepto-Bismol?
Why are you in the bathroom for so long?
You sound out of breath, Mommy.
God, he makes a blowjob look like it feels really good. He's fucking her throat.
That's how the girls get the waterfall bangs, by the way. From the goo.
The goo.
After a BJ.
The goo.
What are you?
All right, we should take a break because we got Huey Lewis around the corner.
All right, let's take a break.
So, Stevie, you're going to bring your mom in on Friday, I guess?
If you guys are okay with that.
Absolutely. We'd love to meet her.
Can you bring the sheets in, too?
All right.
We'll study the sheets right in front of Mom.
All right.
Make sure she doesn't wash them, though.
Yes.
All right.
I bet you
laundering.
we see a little duty stain on it.
A little red.
Just a little duty stain.
She still get that, or does she go through menopause?
I think she's had her womanly change.
Womanly change? I said menopause.
Okay,
I'm
menopause.
calling a guy.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
You're
She had
guys.
a womanly change.
Does it taste any different?
Did she have hot flashes and stuff?
Yeah, she was moodier than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, finally though, that fucking that horribly broken baby maker is down for the count. Thank God it can't do any more damage to this world.
You said you have siblings, right? You
Yeah.
have sisters?
2 sisters.
Well, put one of your sisters in here because I want to see the difference.
All right, that's a good idea. Let's look at Facebook. Right. I want to see one of your sisters and see what she looks like. Does she look like you?
Is it on?
It should be. I don't know. Facebook is shit these days.
Does she have sight? No?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, my God. Look how he has to type things in. I swear. How you don't get, like, sunburn from the monitor? Maybe because it's LP.
Is Huey, let me break and come back.
Yeah,
exactly.
we could do that.
That's not her, stupid.
That's her?
No.
Oh, my God. I was going to say.
Did Huey sign in? I don't think so. Okay.
I will look for that. We'll take a break then.
If he could, this should take seconds.
I know, but his eyes are inches away from everything. You
Holy
can't find your
shit.
own sister on... What are you
Type
looking...
her full fucking name in, you shithead.
That's what her name is on it.
Oh, my God. Oh, everything he does takes forever. You're infuriating. What are you doing?
Type her in.
Come on.
God, what are you doing, Stevie?
Stevie.
What?
What's taking you so long? Oh, my God. Oh, my dear sweet Jesus.
They didn't type their full names in. They put in like a nickname. So
Of course
now,
they did, so you couldn't find them.
no, I'm friends with them, but they just don't.
Well, how many friends? How many people are you friends with?
Almost like 490, like almost 500.
What's her name? You don't know your sister's name on Facebook?
Jack. No,
don't say it. Don't
Holy mother of pearl!
I know their names, but the way they have it is not the full name. So,
because Stephen Bachor says I'm blind space. It's funny.
All right, Huey Lewis next.
Yes.
The Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus, Sirius XM.
They're bringing Huey Lewis up to the studio.
Yes.
We're going to be talking to Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. The great Huey Lewis.
And I learned that Roland is blind.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Wow.
because there was a black guy walking down the hall. I don't know his name, and I apologize. I've never met the guy, but...
And she knows his name?
No.
All of a sudden, I go to...
In person.
all of a sudden, I go to Roland. Oh, there's Huey Lewis. And he goes, oh, good. Right on time. I'm like, Roland, that's a black guy. So
Huey
then
P. Newton.
then I turn to the left here. There's another guy, very small guy, like Travis, walking down the hall. I go, no, actually, that's him. Oh, okay, good. I got him twice within 10 seconds with fake Huey Lewises. One a black guy and one that looks like Travis. Is this Huey Lewis now?
Open Friday wide?
I
Yeah, it's
believe
gotta
so,
be.
yeah. All
Yeah.
right, that's
he
that.
looks like just like Huey Lewis.
What is
still.
this, signing
He
autographs
is.
as he walks?
Of course he is.
Still
He's very
famous?
famous. Look,
How can he still be famous?
He's so famous.
What?
Huey is so famous.
He's got a limp too, man. He must have a big
What?
dick.
Oh, he's got a swagger. That's not a limp. That's a swagger.
Nah, it's a dick strapped to his leg.
You think?
Yeah.
He does have a good swagger.
Look at you, man. Look at this Huey Lewis.
I know. Huey's the shit, man.
The amount of pussy this motherfucker
I
gets.
know. Huey Lewis. Huey. Wow. Yeah. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
We saw your swagger, sir.
I know. You got a swagger.
You got a
when
nice
you walk.
swagger.
You got a swagger.
I try.
He's got that like too cool for the room walk.
I try.
Fantastic. Huey
It's
Lewis.
an old swagger, but it's a swagger.
You got a swagger. You got a swagger, my friend.
You do have a swagger.
Yeah. And what you got? A new album coming out?
Yeah, I got a brand new album coming out. I'm especially excited about it. Do I seem excited?
You seem excited.
I don't know
Yeah.
yet. We just met you again.
It's our best work.
Best work.
I think so.
And is it Huey Lewis or will the News be joining you?
No, Huey Lewis and the News.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
First album in how long?
9 years.
9 years. What took so long?
Well, the
mortgage had to be paid.
The fishing was good. I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
No, when nobody's in a hurry to, they're not. The world's not waiting for another Huey Lewis
You just
News record.
kicking back and enjoying life for a while.
Yeah, this one was a labor of love. We did a tribute, soul music tribute thing, loosely based on Stax records.
Okay.
They're not all Stax tunes, but they're all from sort of Memphis, and we. Rather than do the obvious ones, No Knock on Wood or Midnight Hour, we kind of went deeper into vaults, did a little Johnny Taylor and Eddie Floyd and Solomon Burke, and wrote the stuff we grew up on and just had a ball doing it. Did it in Memphis, recorded at historic Ardent Studios. And
I must say, you do have the perfect voice for that type of music.
Well,
Huey's got a great voice.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Who else recorded in that studio? Anyone we would know?
Yeah,
like an Elvis or somebody, or
the Staples thing.
It was
Elvis,
an annex. Elvis Smith.
Elvis Smith
and Elvis.
No, Ardent's only been. It was the kind of Stax's annex. It wasn't the Stax studio.
Okay,
but it was built later, and a lot of the later Stax records are done there. A lot of Staples Singers stuff, and, a lot of Big Star, the big Memphis band, and
right.
Lots of people.
Also, wow, 25th anniversary of Back to the Future is happening. I actually saw the movie. Me and Danny went down to the movie theater because they re-released it in theaters to see it on the big screen. Very exciting. I love the movie. Have been a big fan for years. You were in there. You were in there with the megaphone.
Yeah. Don't blink.
I know you might miss it, but your music prominently featured.
That's right, it was.
Did you think that movie would have this type of longevity?
No clue.
25 years later, still huge.
And amazing that they released it to the big screen as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And the place was packed.
Yeah.
And people laughing. There's a picture. There's the still picture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Of Huey.
One take.
I
nailed it.
You haven't aged.
Oh, my God.
You haven't aged.
Not at all. I agree with you.
I'm serious.
I look great on radio.
Just as Huey Lewis.
It's the great Huey Lewis.
Yeah, that was, we just did a little, we did the circuit with the old reunion of the cast. And,
Yeah.
And it was, I didn't really know what to expect, but it was really, really pretty sweet.
It's a beloved movie, as they call it.
It is.
Beloved. And what's odd is if you watch it now, you notice that comedies got away with a lot more back then than they do now with political correctness and things like that. Because there were some moments in that film where you're watching and going like, oh boy. Nowadays people would be like, oh, that's racist, or that's a little edgy, or you'd have Biff. You'd have Biff. There'd be school bullying people that would be like, he's showing that school bullying is something that...
There's definitely at least 3 or 4 special interest groups that would be protesting the release if Back to the Future was being released as a new movie.
Date rape was happening.
Oh,
there were racist words being thrown around.
NAACP, Al Sharpton would be
all over
outraged.
The place. It was, but it's looked at as a innocent... beloved comedy that you could take the kids to.
It's interesting, and it was, for its time, probably just regular mill, but it's interesting that it's developed these legs somehow.
Yeah. Not 3 so much.
Yeah.
Not 3.
Are you sick of hearing about that movie at this point? Like after 25 years, you're like, all right, it's kind of in the past. Do you get tired of it?
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's
part of his great career, like duets.
No, but he's done a lot of things. So many things. Sometimes people get sick of hearing about one thing that they were attached to, and he's
what's
done
the
so
one
many.
thing you get sick of talking about? Not as far as your career goes.
I don't really. How'd you get your name? You know, this is the routine questions, but I don't. People don't ask that much. I'm happy to talk about it.
How accurate was Patrick Bateman's assessment of your album? Did you love that you were? Honestly, it was really
actually pretty close. I mean, the guy was obviously a fan.
Yeah,
I read the book when it came out.
Yeah,
because they said, and he not just us, but Phil Collins and Tina Turner.
He gets it right
he
on
wrote
the
pretty perceptive reviews.
This is Huey Lewis in the news.
I've never seen the movie. I've only read the book, but
the movie's great.
Because the book is
so much better to you.
You can't.
I couldn't see the movie either. I had to protest because they asked us to use the song in the film, and I said, sure, why not? I was on the road. I said, William Dafoe's in it. It's art. Yeah, no problem. So they paid us and used and then on the eve of the release of the movie, they asked, they wanted to release a soundtrack suddenly. And they asked my manager, well, sir, can we do a soundtrack? And he called me. He said, I said, well, what's on the soundtrack? He said, well, not much, just our song. I think there's a Phil Collins tune or an Eric Clapton song or something, and then a bunch of source music. And we're really probably not fair for our fans to have to buy this record just for the one song. So he said, no, thank you. It wasn't part of the deal originally. No, thank you. So on the eve of the release of the movie, their publicity machine sent out a press release to everybody that said I had seen the movie and it was too violent. So I'd yank the tune from the soundtrack.
Oh, my God.
Which made for good copy, I suppose. And,
I guess so. But
makes you look like a goody two-shoes.
Yes,
they never get it right.
Which is not true, of course.
No, of course not.
It would be great if you released a statement and said it wasn't violent enough. I had a certain amount of women I wanted killed, or my music doesn't get attached to it.
You guys got to see the movie. Great movie.
The book was so graphic and amazingly well written. It was like the movie couldn't follow it to me. I don't think, and I heard they made Bateman kind of tongue in cheek. Maybe he was like that, but I didn't see him like that in the book. I pictured a real stoic sociopath.
I'm gonna have to read the book now.
That's great.
Gonna have to go the other way.
But the Huey stuff is really analyzes the album. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
On duets, we've heard a lot about Gwyneth Paltrow being kind of difficult. True?
No,
she was good.
She was
no
very
problem.
professional, really good. And she can sing, obviously.
Yeah, you guys did a great job with that. That's actually one of my guilty pleasures, that dumbass song. God,
what song?
What is it, Cruisin'?
They clearly should have released the song before they released the movie.
Oh, really?
They waited. They released them both at the same time.
Did you say no because there wasn't any women being killed?
No, I mean, I'm not.
He walked out of the premiere. Where's the rape scene?
Oh, my God.
No, but I was almost had an affair with her, who was my daughter, right? In the script, that's how I meet her. We're attracted to one another.
Really?
Before I know it's my daughter.
Right. Oh, that's a little racy.
Yeah. So
Look at you in that movie and then Back to the Future where Michael J. Fox is kissing his mother in the car.
See?
What's wrong with you?
That's outrageous.
That's twisted.
You're a big baseball fan, right?
Yeah.
Giants, I would assume. Think they're going to do this or what?
Well, I hope so. I mean, they got great pitching, obviously. Yeah. I mean, Cliff Lee's no slacker, but we'll see. I mean, you never know. And fortunately, it turns out baseball is still a team sport. Mm-hmm. And Giants are a great story if you like baseball because they're doing it with a different guy every day. And Bochy's done a great job. And by the way, they are a very classy organization, the San Francisco Giants. Mm-hmm. I mean, we just did the anthem on Wednesday night, and
you were out there.
Oh yeah, and they look after you like 10. I mean, the food at the ballpark is excellent. They just do a great job. Right, everything's great.
Yeah,
got to get past Cliff Lee, though, man.
Huh?
Got to get past Lee.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, let's see. And I don't like the National League. Let's see Lee hit.
Well, good point. That's true. But here in New York, the Yankee fans spit on his wife. So
did they really?
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know how. Look,
it's a big story.
Like I said, it's a compliment. The guy was pitching so well that they felt compelled to spit on his wife.
How did they know it was his wife, though? Why don't you not wear the Lee jersey?
Lee's wife.
At Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
I guess they know where the wives sit or something like that.
That's kind of despicable to...
He'll be in pinstripes.
I bet for her to show up at the ballpark. Yeah, I'm sure that will help get him to New York.
Insult to injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. Being a Yankee fan, I wasn't very happy.
I wanted to see a New York, San Francisco... I mean, I'm a Yankee fan.
I really did, I'm sure.
That would have been an amazing
But
World
just for the
Series.
historical...
And I'm not a Yankees fan, but that would have been a nice
But
World Series
Giants,
for
we've
everybody.
only been since they've been in San Francisco. we've been in 3 World Series and never won one. So this is
What are the 2? I know the A's series and the Earthquake. What else?
Yankees in '62.
Okay.
And then the Anaheim Angels here, 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of want to see the Giants win. And the Rangers just the whole state.
Well, they're both teams have never won a World Series, right?
Well, I don't think the Rangers have ever been to a World Series.
Yeah.
That's the story there.
Time.
I've been saying it's their first time at the dance. I've been saying that a lot.
Don't say
anybody
it.
who will listen.
Don't ever say that.
You got good tickets for the games?
That's the thing about the anthem. When you do the anthem,
then they take care of you.
Yeah, they take care of you.
And do it well.
It's a little nerve-wracking, the anthem.
Because it comes back at you, right?
Yeah, it comes back. It's not easy. We do an acapella version. It's really not easy, but
you hear what you sang 5 seconds ago coming back at you.
You using ear monitors?
No, I don't.
No? Look at you, old school. I love it. Just sing, Huey.
Yeah, exactly.
Why am I yelling?
I don't know.
I mean, the good news is that the whole gig lasts 2 minutes, and the seats are great. So,
are you afraid you're going to forget the words though? Like, do you have any fear of that? Because I don't know. People who know the words have forgotten the words.
Yeah,
that is embarrassing. Yeah,
well, it's nerve wracking for sure.
That and then you got to start out in a certain. Well, you got a good range, but you got to start out at a lower note.
They say it's a hard song to sing.
Right,
well,
you get that.
It's probably an English drinking hall. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light is where Francis Scott Key apparently swiped the melody.
Oh, really? Yeah.
An old English drinking hall.
Oh.
Just over a pint
of wow, he's like Led Zeppelin, just stealing songs from everybody.
It's just melodically not fabulous.
But how did the Rockets' Red Glare? How did that part get so high? Because that makes sense. That the beat of a
sure.
But how did it get so high?
And the Rockets' Red Glare, now I'm bursting in it. It was like chanted.
So someone should sing it that way.
Isn't it the War of 1812?
Francis Scott Key was like Ray Parker Jr.
That's a good point, though. The faster you sing it.
Won't bring that up.
The easier it is.
The better it is, really. The better it is.
Why don't you do it that way next time?
Well, we do it pretty quick.
Well, You get through it. You do more of a, It's a cappella.
We do a part doo-wop, part Navy band.
Right, yeah.
You can't harmonies. You need to be sort of traditional, I suppose, but you don't want it to be square.
You and the News, always very good with the harmonies. That's always been a great part of your music is the harmonies.
I have a great band, and they can
all
great.
sing.
They all sing.
You get a band where everyone can sing. It just sounds so full and great.
It's fun to do. I mean, we do a cappella stuff in the show, and first started, just sort of warming our voices up, singing. But backstage, and then started trying this old stuff and put it in.
When you get a bunch of guys like singing like that, harmonies, and they're just ringing perfectly and stuff, and no instruments behind it, it really is amazing that you can do that. That you can even make that happen. It sounds fantastic.
It's really fun. Yeah. It's really fun to do.
I would know.
And you don't have to.
I harmonize with my brother when we gig.
And
just like it.
You save money on the road crew as well.
Yes, of course. Very little equipment to bring. Anything you have to do to keep the voice from getting all chappy and when you're touring?
I'm known for chappy, so that's good.
Yeah, that is true. You got a gritty voice,
it would be a drag if it turned up one day and was crystal
clean
clear.
voice.
What would I do then?
It's like Geddy Lee.
But yeah, you got needless to say, we get a lot more sleep than we did in the '80s, and it's You got to look after yourself. You do.
I mean, obviously the lifestyle's different. You guys are older now, but were you guys ever really into that partying thing? Because you weren't known as a partying band. There weren't stories going out like other bands.
Yeah, but we weren't. We weren't
choir boys.
Choir boys either. I mean,
he had a song. I want a new drug. I mean,
yeah, but the drug
have
was
some partying going on.
Listen to the words. It wasn't about a drug. It was.
That's how he got it on MTV.
It was the feeling of that. It wasn't.
He wanted
anything.
A metaphor.
No, he wanted a new drug.
You didn't listen to the words.
He did it that way to get it on MTV.
He just got annoyed that no dummy in this room knew the word metaphor. He was like, it's a metaphor, you idiots.
Should we bring in Stevie? Stevie's a big Huey Lewis in the News fan.
Yes,
is he really?
One of our interns.
And we asked him to maybe have a question ready for
Stevie's the one with the musical tools.
Yeah, he's
Stevie.
I have a question
He's
about...
actually an intern. Don't worry, he's not
what you think.
He's not as special as you think.
He's not what you think.
He looks it, but...
Hi, Stevie.
He's not the smartest intern we've ever had. Stevie, how you doing?
He's a big fan. Hold on, Huey. He's a big fan of '80s culture, and he, dare I say, he jerks off to Cheryl Tiegs.
I don't know where that comes from.
This is Satellite Radio, so let's get.
Probably not the first or the only one.
But he's 19 years old.
And
how does he discover Cheryl Tiegs?
Not even nude pictures, like pictures of her face and stuff.
I thought we were talking about MTV. What happened?
Wait, that mic's not on.
Hello?
You actually want to get into radio, Stevie?
Just
You're not very articulate.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, Steve.
No.
Yeah.
Right, am I on?
It's the Irish joke.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about MTV. What are we talking about? Me jerking off? Come on.
No.
This is Huey Lewis. Come on.
Is it really?
See, he gets very
Wow.
excited. He's all about 80s culture.
Yeah.
Which is
Huey
strange
Lewis,
for
MTV jerking off. Those three things. What's wrong with?
That's perfect. It's the 80s.
You just don't hear those three things
Yeah.
right together a lot.
I never see that on those retrospectives on VH1.
I love the 80s, and it's just all
The
bunch of people
jerk off
beating off.
bands of the 80s.
You know what his favorite band is? You'll never guess.
I give
it was an 80s band that MTV played to death.
Flock of Seagulls.
You're close.
They did play that.
One of
a
those
lot.
type of
Duran Duran.
big country.
That is a good one.
Big country.
Big country.
I love them as well.
Yeah, they are good.
I think
Really?
they're great. Yeah.
Why though? Because all
They're
we
great.
know is one song, basically.
Great song though.
It is a great song.
And good, really good, kind of an original sound, very sort of a Highlandsy. They're
Yeah,
Scottish,
yeah, it
right?
was very, very original.
They're
Yeah,
Scottish, and and you hear that in there.
Regional.
It's kind of real.
Yeah. Hey, you got a lot in common. Why don't you invite him over to have sex with your mom?
No.
Apparently, his mom likes having sex with a lot of guys.
A lot of different
I didn't
people.
say
a lot
that.
of different guys of all kind of racial
Right.
backgrounds and stuff. Ever since his dad
I told you
hits
about
him left
one
the family.
Spanish
What?
guy.
Yes, yes.
And it turns into
That's okay.
my mom has done every nationality.
It
on
wasn't one Spanish guy. It was the entire band Santana. You misunderstood.
You was in shock. Stevie, what do you know about Huey Lewis and the news?
Besides, he was in Back to the Future.
Right, we went over that.
I mean, they're a great band.
What's your favorite song?
Yeah, what is your favorite Huey Lewis?
I'm not
going
to say The Power of Love because that's very cliche.
Well, if
Why
it
is
is,
it
it is, though.
cliche? It's a
Whatever.
good song.
No, but I like
Good
a
song.
lot of songs. I like
I tried that on karaoke. It's very hard to sing.
You like,
it's very high.
Heart and Soul, probably. You like
That's a
soul.
good one.
Or Heart of Rock and Roll's a good one.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
If This Is It, or Doing It All for My Baby, or Stuck With You, or maybe Perfect World.
Come
or
on!
Perfect World.
maybe-
I was gonna say Perfect
Oh
World.
gosh, I could
I
just
like,
go on
Huey,
and on.
you know a lot of Huey Lewis songs.
How many number ones?
I'm trying to help you, Stevie.
We're not
I'm
gonna
trying to help,
There's
man.
no helping.
We're not going to stump Huey.
How many number ones?
Huh?
How many number
Yeah,
ones?
I don't know. So many. Who
A lot,
counts?
right?
Who
It really
counts?
is.
7 or 8.
14. No, I'm.
Huey Lewis and the
no,
News
I
is
don't
a
know.
band of hits.
Well, that's one of
It's
the
just
biggest
like
albums of all time. It's one of the biggest pop albums list of all time.
Sports, an
Sports,
amazing
right.
record, man. Just so many hits. When you put together an album like that, do you know when you're putting it together, like, wow, this is just chock full of music people are going to enjoy?
Not really. No.
No,
We produced it ourselves, so clearly we wanted to have at least one.
Yeah.
That was a hit, and we knew a couple of them. We thought, but it just was one of those things. You know, it's all just sort of takes
You
off.
still get checks for that?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah,
Nice checks coming in the mailbox.
deal.
When you're doing an album like
Sports
that,
check comes in.
and they're playing it on TV in heavy rotation, do you start to like watch what other bands are playing and then go, wait, that's getting more play than like? Do you start to see as a newer band is coming in, you start to get annoyed that you're not getting as many plays? Like, how does that work when you're watching your videos? No,
I don't think any of that stuff.
Oh, you don't?
I'm sure the record label worries about that.
Okay.
Sort of stuff. I just worry about the video. We wrote them most ourselves. You know.
Yeah.
What we did is our very first video was "Do You Believe in Love," and the label hired a fashion guy to do it.
Uh-oh.
And he put kind of a pastel backdrop, and we had all this
Typical.
makeup on and rouge on our cheeks. It's the one where we're in bed with a gal and everything. So now we go for the big viewing of the new video, and I mean I think it's cringeworthy. I'm going,
do you get embarrassed at it now?
and yet, I think it's awful. And yet, everybody loved it, and it seemed to work. So I thought, well, clearly anybody can do this.
Yeah.
So I said, if we're going to do any more of these, we ought to do them ourselves. If anybody's going to draw this line, so that's when we started doing the silly ones,
Yeah.
and basically trying to avoid a literal translation of the song, if at all possible.
Yeah, they were very entertaining.
and just goof off, man. And do them
they
in
were
San
very
Francisco.
popular. Yeah.
Can we see Do You Believe in Love?
Yeah, now I got to see
Now I
that.
want to see.
Do you mind, Huey, or are you going to?
No,
All right.
Do you? Oh, my thought just
forgot
totally
about
died.
this.
Remember this
Yes,
one?
now I do remember.
Yeah.
this.
And everything was pastel. It was a fashion guy. I wanted it all. It was all about colors.
God, these commercials they put in these
Oh, they're
damn videos
terrible.
all the time now.
What is that?
That's a commercial.
They're making money off
Yeah.
your video there. Still,
Yeah, they're putting ads.
yeah, in front of your stuff.
He was going to have this pulled off of YouTube immediately. All right, that's very, yeah. This is a good song. Oh, look at
We got 5 minutes
Look
left.
at
Huey.
the makeup, man.
Wow.
Holy
I look like David Bowie.
You really do have a lot of makeup on.
You just stood up in a room and began singing. Videos are kind of cool.
And look, he's belting out a song, and she's not even waking her up. What's
Exactly.
she on?
What a drunk. I need a woman like that.
She's going back to sleep. Yep.
There's
Look
the
at
news.
the rouge on the cheeks.
Yeah, I
Look at
see it
the
now,
rouge.
Huey. And the
All
pastels.
the guys are made up like women. What are you
forgot.
guys? Nice.
Who got the girl in the end?
Oh, look at the little romantic look into the
That
camera.
is adorable, isn't it?
Adorable.
I mean,
looks,
it
like
is.
looks like you're singing into a bank cam that you're about to rob.
Yeah. What is this? What do you want her to wake up? I don't get the video.
I don't get it either.
Prelude to a gangbang?
I never did
What
get
is
it.
this?
I never did get it.
Yeah.
Oh, how great is this?
Now he's getting real close to
It's a
her.
romantic home invasion.
And then the background.
right.
Now you have to have the live
Look
footage.
at the cheeks,
Look
though.
at
the
your
rouge.
cheeks, the rouge.
I
That's
know.
ridiculous.
I'm
You're wearing quite tight pants there,
Yeah.
Huey. I
Yeah,
must
well,
say.
Yeah, that was period.
Is that where the legend comes from? Because we have heard some things.
Yeah.
There is a legend about you out there.
Well, I have an enormous penis. It's not here with me today, but
Might as well get that out there.
That's a great rumor to have, by the way.
It really is.
You have a great publicist. I never heard you deny that publicly.
Why would you deny it?
That's a rumor you never want to squash.
Right.
Oh,
Look,
that's
you
great.
can tell Huey's behind the girl
Look at
now, and
this.
she's
Is
going
that
out.
ridiculous?
She had a hard time trying to stay asleep. She was being poked.
There's fucking 6 guys in bed with her and she's still sleeping. I love
and
this.
to whom?
Great song, but the
said,
video
hey, this
really
is a
doesn't
good
make
idea?
sense.
No.
It doesn't make
All
sense.
right, the big push away for the sax solo. Yeah. Got that good brass sound and everything. God damn. What a good band.
This is where we said, right about here, I said, we're going to do that next video ourselves.
Where you're pushing each other out of the way and
Oh, you're trying to get the attention of
the girl.
the drunk girl.
Yeah, who's passed
The
out.
passed out girl.
listen to those harmonies. It's fantastic.
You do you get bored when you're on the road? Like, you know, you see you took 9 years off from an album. Do you just get you just like, fuck, I got to get back to doing it? Like, what makes you all of a sudden go, it's time to do it?
Well, you only release, or we record a lot, but you only, you make a record to release, so you have to think about the public before you release a record.
How about iTunes? Has that changed it at all? Like, were you releasing different now?
It's changed everything. I mean, you used to have an album where you'd have a few songs that were aimed at radio on one side. You got to realize when we grew up, there was no internet. FM radio was already programmed, and top. So was CHR, Contemporary Hit Radio.
Right.
You had to. Everybody competed for that one format.
Right.
And so nowadays, of course, it's
you don't have to do that.
Yeah, and then there's a market for it.
It's very niche,
interesting.
yeah.
You know, we're talking about our new record, Soulsville, which is a Memphis tribute and a Stax tribute, and most of the backup band on a lot of the original records, Booker T and the MGs, 2 black guys and 2 white guys who couldn't put their picture on the cover because the society in Tennessee was segregated in '62.
Right.
Musicians were integrated. Nowadays, society is integrated, but music is segregated. You get the black over here and the country over here, and and hard rock. There's a channel for everybody, and it's the same thing in political discourse. You can, if you're a right winger, you can watch a bunch of shows where nobody ever disagrees with you. Right. And if you're a left winger, same thing. Watch a bunch of other shows. I mean, it's not healthy. People are just the nice thing about a top 40 format was if you wanted to hear a Huey Lewis and the News song, you also had to hear a Garth Brooks song and a Commodores or Stevie Wonder song.
It was all together.
So which is great.
God bless
Do
you.
you notice
Lewis.
more music now that it's available online? Are you selling more than you would if it was just people having to go to record stores and buy an album?
Well, here's what happened. I mean, the value of a piece of recorded music is really going to zero rapidly. Imagine if somebody wanted to buy Want a New Drug years ago, they had to buy the CD.
Right.
So they pay $12 or whatever it is for the CD, and they get Want a New Drug. But they also get on side 2 a bunch of songs that we wanted them to hear that were maybe more substantive. They're stretching out a little bit and so on. Nowadays, they want a new drug. They go to iTunes and buy it. Now, and by the way, they pay $12 and we get what, $3 or some percentage of that. Now they buy it on iTunes.
99 cents or whatever it is, yeah.
And that and they don't get the other stuff. They only get Want a New Drug, and that goes to iTunes. iTunes gives a portion of that to the record label, and the record label gives us, a dime or 10 cents or 20 cents or whatever it is.
I didn't realize that's kind of getting screwed. Yeah.
Doesn't it help artists from getting screwed up because you can cut out a lot of the middleman? It seems like with some of the record companies now. I mean, that's an older record, but with newer stuff, doesn't that give the labels a little less power because you can go right to iTunes and people can get it?
True, you can go right to iTunes and you can sell it right on your own website. You can make it. It's easy to make up CDs and sell them, and make a huge profit on the CD. But the trouble is, because there's no editing process anymore, it's pretty hard to have a hit. It's very hard. You know, in the old days, you had to have every station in America playing your song at the same time. So how does that happen without promotion, without without some sort of editing process?
But can't you also? Oh shit! I had another iTunes question too about. Can't you make it an album buy only? Like if you want them just to buy your album, you could go no, they can't buy because some albums are album only.
I think you probably could.
Yeah, they do that with some.
I think you probably can do that.
We got to wrap up. Unfortunately, you got a lot of stuff to do.
Really, you got what? You got other stuff to do?
No, we don't.
We don't. They're saying
your guys.
we would love to hang with you. Okay, you want out? Okay.
No, I love it. I like you guys.
We like hanging out with you.
It's not my first time. It's not my first time.
There's times where we make believe you have to go. Yes, you're right. But in this case, we want you to stay. The new album's called Soulsville. Can we play Respect Yourself? Would that get people... Which one do you want us to play?
I don't care. You play whatever you want to play.
All right.
Respect Yourself has a guest artist on it whose name is Dorothy Morrison. She's a gospel singer from Oakland. She wrote and sang Oh Happy Day with the Edwin Hawkins.
And we didn't talk enough about the new album. Really fast. Sure. What is this one more time in 20, 30 seconds so people go out and buy it?
It's a soul music tribute record. We cut it in Memphis, loosely based on Stax record. Most of them were Stax records, but not the obvious stuff. Most of these songs people probably haven't heard of, but there's 3 or 4 that they will have heard of.
And they should have heard of these records.
And
sorry, Huey. It's just too darn loud.
Very good.
Very good. All right, with that, we'll check out Respect Yourself. Huey, come back and see us, please.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
always
guys.
love having you.
From his new CD, Soulsville. Check it out.
Respect everybody that you run into. How in the world do you think anybody's supposed to respect you? If you don't give a heck about the man with the Bible in his hand, just get out the way and let the gentleman do his thing. You're the kind of know-it-all who want everything your way. Take the sheet off your face, boy. It's a brand new day. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, ain't nobody gonna give a good hoot. Respect yourself. If you're walking wrong, thinking that the world owes you something, 'cause you're going out the world backwards like you did when you first come here. You keep on talking about the president, he won't stop air pollution. No. Put your hand on your mouth when you cough, that'll help the solution. You curse around women, folk you don't even know their name. No. Then you're dumb enough to think that'll make you a big old man. Oh, respect yourself. Yeah. You ought to respect yourself. Yeah. If you don't respect
Hi, everyone. This is Huey Lewis, and no matter where I am in America, I tune my XM satellite radio to Opie and Anthony.
How great is Huey, man?
He is so cool.
He seems to know the show a little bit, too. He was talking to us after the interview. Nice guy, really nice guy. I hope he comes back.
You know what he is? He's cool. He's Fonzie cool.
And he can make fun of himself.
Of course he can.
I mean, he made a shitload of money off Do You Believe in Love, but he knows that it's kind of a rough video to look back at.
Yep.
Other guys come in here, you make fun of their project, and they throw a hissy fit. Not Huey Lewis.
That's great.
Not Huey Lewis.
No, Huey is also just a cool guy. He was known to be cool back in the 80s.
Well, we're playing hip to be square.
I know.
Well, that does make sense.
But he was
square. He be hip?
But he was hip.
What?
And square.
At the same time?
At the same time. And one of my favorite lines from Beavis and Butthead. Is this a friend of my dad's?
Well, Huey's one of those guys. I can't even imagine how old he is. He looks exactly the same from when he was on MTV doing all those videos. So he looked old for his age, but now
he did, but he was a kid.
He looks young for his age because he never aged from that point, if that makes sense.
Total sense.
He's still getting pussy, man.
Oh, is this the one, Beavis and Butthead?
Butthead! Change it, this sucks!
No way. Suffer, dude.
Give me that thing, Butthead. Come on, give me the remote. This sucks. This isn't funny, Butthead. Come on.
Give me $1.
That's not funny, Butthead. Come on, this sucks.
Okay, Beavis, don't soil your drawers.
It's fantastic. Anyone else get fucked when they bought the Beavis and Butthead and realized? Yeah, exactly. I threw them all in the fucking garbage.
Yeah, I went out and got the Mike Judge Collection Volume 1 and then brought it home, put it in, and I was like, where's the fucking videos?
Yeah, where are the videos?
And they're not there. It's all just the cartoons.
I like the cartoons, don't get me wrong, but them commenting on the videos is the only reason I went out and bought that stuff.
I think they did the best they could, though.
What?
They did the best they could, I think. You know, it's all
optimistic.
Yes, upbeat chip.
You can get them.
So you can.
Well, I see you can do it on YouTube. I'm going to watch fucking Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead all day on YouTube.
YouTube videos now. I didn't know it was on YouTube. I had no idea.
I have the entire collection.
How'd you get it?
I don't know.
Can you get me?
I celebrate the entire catalog.
It came into my possession. I forget how.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I know.
Yeah, I think I know, too.
No, you don't, Chip. I would like a copy.
Yeah, is this something that...
Oh, you could burn it.
Oh, no. You guys can come over and watch it, but I'm not making copies for you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't do that.
So someone went out of their way and did that? That's huge.
Yeah.
How many episodes are there?
Huge.
It's the entire series.
How long is that?
How many videos do they comment on? Well, it's tough to say because they used
I
to
have no idea.
They used to do 4 in one quick clip.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I got to check that out.
Yeah, guys, come over.
Because I got so fucking pissed when I bought the Beavis and Butthead shit.
We're going to have a peekend, me and D-Boy.
D-Boy!
D-Boy.
All right, what else is going on? Did you want to finish up that horseshit Jocktober from yesterday? With the
shit?
The Fugitive?
Oh, God.
We left a lot of people hanging.
When we last left you.
iPower 92.1 Interactive Hip Hop and R&B in Richmond, Virginia. We were in the middle of their Fugitive. A Fugitive? How do you say it? I don't give a...
Yeah, whatever.
Bit.
Yeah, they're doing the same bit that we've featured other jocks and shows doing.
We should probably wrap it up for the people out there.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, I can't wait for tomorrow's Jocktober. I can't fucking wait. Tomorrow is the big one? The New York show?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That we feature every year?
I think I know who it is. I'm not going to say. But I think
wait.
I know.
It's the big one.
Yeah.
Good.
From New York.
Sam, for the people...
If you're talking heads.
Give me a quick setup on this.
Well, I was going through stations even in the beginning of the month, and October 1st, actually, Jocktober 1st, somebody stole $5,000 from the commissioner of iPower 92.
There's a commissioner?
What? That's it.
They wrestling. They now have commissioners in
They described
radio?
him as commissioner of iPower 92. And then they tried to get to the bottom of it. All of a sudden, a fugitive began calling the radio station, disguising
Fessing
his
up to the
voice.
theft.
Yes.
You think someone really stole the money then?
Well, the guy's calling, I would assume.
By the way, this isn't a repeat of this show.
No.
By the way, yeah, don't be fooled. This
That's
isn't
a
an
brand-
Opie and Anthony best of. It's live right now. Yeah,
People are going to think you went to worst of after Huey
yeah,
Lewis.
exactly.
Yeah.
No.
We should
It's
have.
just the same. We should have. It's just the same crap that this awful terrestrial radio is pumping out to the listeners.
really?
Well, see, it could be funny though.
Not as bad as what they're doing on TV right now. That old gag.
Yeah, there's definitely a whiff of Rihanna there. And then
Halloween
I'm getting a little
costume
hungry,
fashion
Simon.
show.
Can we bring some spaghetti and meatball out?
Sure.
Who is that
All right, our
fruit?
third set of models. This is adorable. This would be a great costume for a couple.
Absolutely. Halloween is a good
That
time
would
to
not
be
be a good
glamorous,
couple
but it's also a good
costume
time to
for
be
those two.
corny. So,
What is it supposed to be?
Manja. You've got your spaghetti, you've got your
Probably
meatballs, the little
affordable
cocktail
couples
hat.
Halloween
This also
and
comes
he's
as a pet
meatball.
costume.
I'd love to throw them against a wall like my childhood.
But he's just a black guy. That's really racist.
Now, we want to show you some video of the other costumes that you made.
No.
Oh, he made these costumes?
He sucks.
What's his?
Exactly.
What is that? This guy's
I gotta
terrible.
ask you, Simon, what are your Halloween plans?
Well, I'm going to spend time at Target House,
showing, like-
which is this
like,
incredible
I bet it's gonna be
institution
down in the
for
village.
Target sale down in.
Bet he's going to be in the village.
My parents used to dress up in couples Halloween costumes.
No, they
Ew.
didn't.
What were some
Ew.
of the couples of Bonnie?
What was
and-
he? Every year he was Snidely Whiplash.
A cuckold.
I don't know.
An overbearing mother.
No.
Oh.
When we were, I think it was before I was born even, they went as a cookie and a glass of milk.
That's very sexual.
What?
It is. The cookie gets dunked in the milk. Get it?
Oh,
and then,
no.
And then a little chip comes out. A little
What's that?
chocolate chip comes out. No, Chip. I was talking about.
That's how my mother explained it. She said it was like milk and cookies.
Yeah, only the milk went all over her face a few times.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, get milk all over your shoes.
Get it? No. So they went as a couple like
Yeah.
that. And do they have pictures and stuff?
Oh yeah, they used to go to the neighborhood Halloween parties.
What other costumes? Couples costumes?
I think they went as a king and queen of spades or whatever.
Oh Jesus! Come on.
What do you mean? No, I meant the cards.
No reason.
I took king
Actually, yeah, that makes sense though with you.
Wow,
Kinda.
man.
See, I thought you said there were no.
I should have said diamonds.
But they were the king and queen of spades.
I think so.
And the mother and father of one.
Well, that refers to me.
Get it?
Yeah.
All right.
When are we looking at your shit?
Yeah. When are we?
Whenever you
Tomorrow,
want.
finally?
Yeah, whenever you want.
All right, you got your hair still in the office?
Oh yes.
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon, eggs, a fork and a spoon.
A fork and a spoon. Who the fuck would go out on Halloween like that as a couple? And you know it's the girl's idea.
Why does that,
Oh,
why does that-
yeah.
Why couldn't it be a fork and a lights socket?
That's
Yeah, you know what I mean?
A fork and a light socket
But at least have
with an
fun with it if you're
electrocuted
gonna
baby.
if you're gonna do this horse shit.
Well, a kid could see that and get the wrong idea. Start, that's not safe.
Fred and Wilma is a good one. Oh, look at that. It's a socket and a plug. That's a little sexual. The
Oh,
plug is right by his penis.
Yeah, I don't like that.
A ball and chain.
Oh,
Look.
God.
The
Get it?
old ball and chain. Get it?
As long as we keep it in good fun. That's
yeah. As long as he's not punching her in the face at the party.
Does she have a big silver penis?
Who?
Or is that a guitar?
My mom?
Oh, my goodness.
No.
That one. Yeah, was that a big
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, a nut
Oh, a
and
nut and bolt. We get it.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
Oh my God! All right, can we do this, Jocktober?
Yes,
so,
you may.
so they're doing the fugitive bit like every other radio station has done, and we're up to the point where they're up to clue number 63.
Yes, clue number 63.
Fuck! You have to listen to this radio station to get 63 clues for $5,000.
Aren't you worried that
Even
without
poor people wouldn't go through all this for $5,000.
No.
Aren't you worried that without hearing the previous clues, the listening audience won't understand the
No, because all the other
complexities of this?
Here's the other part of the bit. All those other clues mean nothing until the end when they decide, okay, we got to give a real clue now.
Yeah, the
nobody's-
last clue.
Nobody's been asking for any fugitives. We really have to
Right.
give a clue now.
Yeah.
Jasmine Sullivan on iPower 92.1 Interactive Hip Hop and R&B. A+ on the station on the hunt for the $5,000 fugitive. Make sure you come out Friday night. The official iPower night. Have a nice day cafe. King Tut holding it down, of course. This week is going to be crazy because the number 8 hottest MC in the game gonna be there. Waka Flocka Flame. Get the squad. Yes. Flocka will be live at Have a Nice Day Cafe this Friday. But right now, I believe I have the iPower 92.1 $5,000 fugitive on the line.
It's
Hello?
anyone listening to the station.
Short and straight and to the point. I don't trust you.
I
Think
hate the
back to
fugitive.
high school. What?
I don't trust you. Then why are you calling?
I hate the fugitive.
And they use the same voice. Is it part of the gimmick? Like when they sell this to a station,
Yeah, they give you
demo
the-
the voice.
they
They
give you
have
the-
to.
Yes.
They give you the voice and everything.
Because they don't even trust you enough to do it yourselves.
Maybe
No.
the fugitive just wants Waka Flocka tickets.
Waka Flocka. Who the fuck wouldn't?
Think back to high school. Let's see if you can. Future bosses and food art is in the crowd that I ran. Future bosses, food art. Gotta go.
Is there anything worse than a riddle?
I hate a riddle.
I fucking hate riddles.
A riddle. I don't even like the word riddle.
Yeah.
God,
a pair
I
of
hate
balls, a hat.
Unless the person's telling it is riddled with bullets. See, riddle.
I got it.
Fucking riddles.
You know what? With the demo of this station, I would think a lot of people were getting turned in. I got the fugitive. He's right here. No, not that one.
Yeah, that's an actual fugitive.
Right.
See,
The one that stole my car.
Yes.
Oh, you meant that was a
see,
yeah.
because you
got racial.
And saying blacks are subhuman. But
I don't.
No,
like
I
that.
never said that at all, and I would never say that.
But more prone
That's
to
racist.
commit crimes. You would.
Yeah, it's
I've said in the
basically
past
statistically.
that there is a statistic that I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know.
You just read it.
I just read it on the FBI.org page.
You sure it was that website?
.gov. Yeah. You know, that silly site.
That's not silly. That's a good site, dude.
Yeah. What else do we have as far as the fugitive?
Yeah.
South Power 92.1, inactive hip hop and R&B, home of that Russ Paul Morning Show. King
What?
Tut on your radio and the station on the hunt
Russ
for that
Power.
$5,000 fugitive.
King Tut,
People,
Waka
log on to
Flocka.
iPowerRichard.com right now. All the leads you need to catch this cat and get this reward.
cat?
Let's go
Now
to
they're
your phone
looking
line.
for-
Power, talk to me.
Meow. Meow.
Man, what's wrong with your phone, Fuge?
Trying to be so cool with your cool DJ.
What?
You know,
The hell?
I have a spouse.
Fugitives.
What an actor.
It's an
improv.
It's regular Denzel Washington on the
Might
phone.
have been a bridesmaid. If Periwinkle flew.
Yo, what's wrong with your phone?
It's stolen.
Hello? Hello?
Yo.
Oh, shit. The damn thing ain't working.
Yo. Yo, it's a dude. Yo, it's a dude, yo.
Oh, shit.
And he said shit.
I know he did, right?
He said,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
That's an FCC
Did he
complaint.
say, oh, shit?
Yeah, he went, oh shit.
Maybe he's describing the bit.
Did you hear that though?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
That
much
is-
for the voice changer.
That's crazy. It's actually a dude,
Flocka,
and everyone thought it was
flocka.
a female the whole fucking time, but it was actually a dude.
It was a guy.
Yeah, it was a
that
man.
must have made everybody go, whoa.
Jim just left. I don't blame him.
Jim just walked
He,
out.
he probably just had to go bathroom.
Doesn't he want to know how this ends?
No, he went that way.
I mean, I think there's another bathroom that way.
Did he go to get a?
I think.
Go to get a from
Yeah, I think so.
He might be.
I think so.
I don't know.
Either that or he went bathroom.
All right, here's how this one ends.
He's
Just
got a
like
weak bladder.
just like all the other ones ended.
South Power 92.1, inactive hip hop and R&B, home of that Russ Paul Morning Show. The station on the hunt for that $5,000 fugitive. Oh yeah, $5,000. That's the reward. If you can figure out who the person is, let's go to these phone lines. Hello, what's good?
Hello, Mr. Tut.
Hello, Mr. Fugitive.
I still have the money.
You sound a little winded. You all right?
Yeah. Time for my workout. But that doesn't matter right now.
He works out. Does matter?
Carrying a
Well-
television.
Oh, there's someone on the line, Anthony.
Oh,
It would've
really?
been stolen.
Who do you have here?
Waka Flocka?
I don't know who this is. Who are we talking to?
This is Fugitive Chip.
Wait a minute, yo. Now we're missing some money from the boss's office.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me call one of my friends. I might be able to help you with that.
Yeah, Danny, call a friend up.
Yeah, like if Daddy had a whole bunch of friends like that'd be over there. That's something, right?
Fugitive, do you have anything to do with the theft of $5,000 here?
Yeah, stole stole a whole bunch of money. I was going to buy myself some hats and stuff, but you have to figure out my riddles to get it back or something.
Do you have a riddle for us so we can figure out who this is? Fugichip. I have no idea.
Yeah, the money, I'm hiding it somewhere, but it can't be disclosed.
That's not a riddle. We need a hint. We need some kind of hint, Fugichip.
Okay, it's about, it folds up and it gets put in your pocket.
Is it a wallet?
Is it in your wallet?
Oh, no, I was describing the money.
So is the money in your pocket?
Yeah.
And what about a hint as to who you are, Fugichip?
Okay. I'm real handsome. Yeah, that's right. That's what they said.
That's what they said.
Are you Chip Chipperson?
What's that?
And is the money in your pocket? You're Chip Chipperson, and the money is folded up in your pocket.
Hold on, my phone's not working. A lot of static. I can't hear you. But yeah, I'm going to be calling in and giving clues.
Well, no,
figured
it's given away. We figured it out on your first clue.
It's obviously Chip Chipperson.
Yeah, it's Chip Chipperson, and the money's folded up in your pocket.
It didn't even disguise his voice.
No.
Yeah, but that could just be clues I'm throwing out so you think it's someone else.
You said the money was in your pocket already.
I know, but it was a mistake. I didn't mean...
You stink as a fugitive, Chip. Fugichip.
See, I'm on the run. I'm on the lamb. I stood on the lamb one time until the lamb started going, bah. I had to get off the lamb. I was hurting or something, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand, Chip. You suck.
Yeah, we'll see about getting that money back. I'm right.
All right. Thank you, Fugichip.
Yeah, sure.
There he goes.
He blew his cover after the first clue.
Just one clue.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense.
All right. Well, let's get to the end of this Jocktober. iPower 92.1 Interactive Hip Hop and R&B in Richmond, Virginia, as they do the fugitive.
Yeah, we got to find out who their fugitive is.
Yeah, we're gonna find out right here.
Well, what does matter?
Well, the chase continues. Are you feeling close? Hair on my face, yes. My shave, it's not too close.
Opie and Anthony, mornings. Ron and Fez, middays. On the Virus. Sirius XM.